Okay. No. Whoa. That's not right. I didn't prepare for that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody, for watching. I'm sorry, not talking to you. I'm going to fix this. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just putting this thing up. Okay. Hello. Hello. I look amazing. My shirt was given to me by an old friend of mine. And hello there. Hey, Kinsey. Good to see you. David B. Alan Williams. Everybody's here. I've got my tea. I've got my. Let's make sure we can see this thing. Is that which way is this? Is that this way? Did you turn that on, Columbus? Sorry, we're not talking to you. Did you turn it on? Yes. Okay. So welcome to July 7th. It's 7th of July, 2025. This is our 27th show in a row. Is it too much? I think it's too much. You look amazing with your great hair. I'm more than just hair, Claire. More, but that's all you can see right now. But I look good. I look good. I'm not bad looking. Andrew Graham is here. Hello to... No, we can't say hello because he's working. Joodles, did you think to start at 5:30 so we could listen to Rez O'Nance? I forgot all about it. Yeah, we're going to listen to Resident next week. We'll do that. I mean, right now, I know a lot of you people want to listen to me on the radio with Paul, but then it'll be next week. I know you don't want to listen to it. It's two distinct audiences. The people who listen to Resonance are very, very left wing. They don't need to know. They don't need to know about this. Black eyebrows and silver hair. Still have mostly black eyebrows in my hair. I don't know whether that's silver, but it's good. It's good. I'm glad that I have some hair. I can see my comment on the screen. You can or can, Stuart? Welcome, Stuart. Where are you from, Stuart? Have we spoken to you before? Kinsey, you're interrupting yourself. What does that mean? Am I on a delay? Is that what that means? It's hilarious. That's what Judel says. Not looking as slick today, Lewis. No, because my hair. Maybe it's the shirt. I'm going to go change the shirt. Can you hold on a second? Can you not go anywhere? Can I leave the room for a second to change my shirt? Is that better? I think that's better. I look fitter. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm not looking at you what you're saying. Maybe I should. Hello, Marianne is here. Joy Earls is here. Kerry is here. Everybody's here. It's good if you're not doing anything on on an afternoon. I don't know whether 5 o'clock is the best time. I don't even know if this is what we're doing is the best time. I see 39 people watching this thing. I love it when Lewis is chaotic and his quirky self. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. I'm a heartbreaker because you think he's not going to be like that, or you think I'm going to change that guy. Is this the way my hair goes? I'm going to change that guy. He's going to be LG. Where is LG from again? Hey, LG. Hi, all. Everybody get in there. That's so good. LG is here. Anyway, so what we're going to discuss today, and the reason I don't look as yesterday, I was caught in the rainstorm, and I just combed my hair and I looked good. I wrote an epic poem about Reeve. Only wrote six over weekend. Laugh out loud. No, people don't like her. I don't like her. I don't hate her. I don't know. How can you hate any of these people? They're not like real people. They've all been appointed by the globalists. Anyway, so what we're going to discuss today, I'm on my thing is still going on Reddit. I'm on the United Kingdom thing. Reddit. What is it called? Reddit, the United Kingdom thing. And touch more volume. Yes, you're so right. You're absolutely so right. So right. Okay, turn up the volume, please. Thank you, Kerry. And thank you, Archie, for doing this. I appreciate that. Galactus, South Korean technology brand, is in Lewis's chat. Oh, LG. I think LG could stand for lots of other things. Okay. But so remember what I said. I mean, I'm not here. I'm not like lots of people who say, I'm going to say something shocking. I don't want this. I'm a comedian or trying to be a comedian. I want to be funny. I don't want to say something shocking. So I didn't expect them to go mental on me, these people. But, you have to remember, who they are. I don't want to say anything negative about them, but they're, I'm not going to say anything negative about them. I'm not recommending look, Steve, for your LG comment, is that I'm not going to recommend anything. I'm not going to recommend just to say, oh, Lewis said this, and now he's got a lot more followers. But all those followers either hate me or either love me. Did you wash it last straw yet? Not really, no. I have washed it once. Must be you, Lewis, and doing what you do best, which is making us all laugh and be happy. Thank you, Kerry Mack. That's exactly not true. But I do appreciate you being here. Kinsey is here, 44. Kinsey has set up the fantastic Discord site. I don't know how to get in there. I need a better way of I mean, I don't want to be in there anyway. I don't want to hear what you have to say about me. Talk amongst yourselves. Unless you want me in there. I don't even know if I want to be in there. I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work being here 2 hours of this or 3. Whatever time we're doing, it's a lot of work. But you're totally appreciated that you're being here. I mean, so the Reddit thing was maybe 600 comments about what a Nazi I am. One guy called me a eugenicist Nazi, a Nazi eugenicist. And I thought it was very interesting because, I have a rule. What is my rule? Which is the first person to call did I say this already? I think I said it already. The first person to call another person a Nazi is the Nazi. So if you get called a Nazi by somebody, that person's a Nazi because they're thinking about it and they believe it. And they're calling all the people like us, or like you, most of you, some of you, okay, a Nazi. I'm a bad Nazi. I'm a Jew. Number one, that's pretty bad. My family was killed in the Holocaust, possibly. I can't be sure about that, but they were killed in the Holocaust. We came from, we were living in America by that time, but if we had been there, we would have been killed. It feels like I'm in the SS when I'm in Lewis's chat. Yeah, I don't know why. Why is that, Galactus? So exactly. You have to ask the question, okay, Lewis said something. You find out, do you really believe that? That's a horrible thing to say, that you should do whatever you're going to do. Whatever I said. I don't want to say it because it's so wrong. It isn't really that wrong. Anyway, the number of people who, and there are people here who are disabled. And in theory, I could be on this disabled list. Why not me? Calling someone a Nazi, according to Kinsey, is the lowest insult. Yeah, like you're a loser. You've lost the war and your ideas are wrong. Yeah, it's really good. That's why people say you remind me of Hitler or whatever. So the other guy said, I'd probably have Himmler pictures banned. You'd have water banned if you were a dictator, Lewis, says Stewart. Why? I don't understand that. Remember, it's also been proposed that I don't really understand jokes as much as I used to. Grok was ignoring me today and then told me it had been busy. Is AI fully human now, according to Alan Williams? I don't know. Lewis, you brighten up our days. I appreciate being told that. I'm not here to make people miserable. I wasn't there to make the disabled. I didn't realize, first of all, how many people are getting disability payments, which I think is close to 7 million, which is like 10% of the population. I did apologize, Kerry. I didn't mean to hurt anybody. I come from a family where they're disabled people. Everybody's disabled nowadays. But do we have enough money from this country to pay for disabled people? That isn't even what I was talking about. I would have gotten to that point. I like your Jewish manner. Thank you, David. Anyway, so Most of the people who shout Nazi don't even know what it means. Yeah, they don't know what it means. They don't know what it means, and they're Nazis themselves. What is Nazi? It's socialism, and it's a combination of socialism and mass and state control of the enterprises. You said disabled yesterday was due to eating carbs. I explained that it wasn't. Well, I'll explain today. Not all disability is due to eating carbs, but most of it in this country is. All mental illness practically is due to eating carbs, or most of it. Being fat, which causes diabetes, which I had diabetes. That's why I'm so obsessed with looking great. Look at that, look at that, look at how thin I am. Look at how great that looks. I'm standing up. Can you see that? I should turn this way so you can see it. You can see that's like, I mean, it's not perfect yet, but it's going to be perfect. Dr. Schaffer in the house. Yeah, this is what I'm proposing. I'm telling every single one of you. I don't know what you look like. Maybe we'll have a roll call or something, and I'll say, you're fat. You're fat. I was fat. I have fat type 2 diabetes. Okay, thank you, Claire. Fat type 2 diabetes. I had, let's go for the thing. I had full body psoriasis, including dandruff. My face was like breaking out. There was dust all over me, number one. Number two, I had retinopathy. I had broken blood vessels in my eyes. Okay. Number three, I had rotting teeth and gums. I was bleeding up there. It was really bad. I'm confused. You're on Resonance and at the same time. Yeah, well, we recorded the show earlier. Did you want to listen to that, Dr. Sexy? Where are you from, Dr. Sexy? Thank you for being interested. No carbs for me today, says Leslie. Fruit for breakfast. What is fruit? And I made a salad to take to work. Well, what is it? What is fruit? Where are the calories from fruit, Leslie? Answer the question. Okay, you're in England. Shocker. We're in England. We're all from England here. I'm in England. I'm in London. Sorry to say that. My friend has Jewish heritage, is the only true friend who understands, and I have best rapport with. This is Joy Earl says that. I call her the shooting star of Tanamora. Where is Tamnamore? Tamnamore. Where is that? Is that in Australia? Where's Tamnamore? Hey, Pete, says Kerry. Jules is here. You're in the Midlands. You can't be more specific with a town or even a county. Midlands, what does that mean? What size trouser do you wear? I wear 33, 34. I'm basically 32 now. 32, so you could lose a bit. Cottage pie for dinner. That's carbs. Leslie, did Leslie answer the question? What did Leslie say? Let's go back to Leslie, because she was talking, because a lot of people don't know what carbs is. No, she didn't answer the question, Leslie. People think that carbs are bread or pasta or potatoes, things like that. But what a carb is carbs. All sugars are carbs. Every single type of sugar, and I don't know how many there are. Glucose, galactose, fructose, lacto, whatever it is. Those are all carbs. Chains of carbs, okay? So individual sugars can be carbs. So when you say to me you're having fruit, where are the calories in fruit? Fruit has like zero protein, basically. It has sugar. So not that I don't eat, I eat fruit all the time. I love fruit. I totally love fruit. Boo-hoo. So I got that wrong. I'm not being, surely raspberries are healthy. Are raspberries healthy? They're not. A little few raspberries. Actually, raspberries are one of those polluted, pesticide-ridden fruits there is. I love it. You got to figure out how to soak it and clean it, even though I don't. It's great, but it's carbs, and you can get diabetes by eating fruit, and it has no protein. So what's the point of doing it? Bread is a killer on the tummy. Yeah, it is, and sugar is terrible for you in general. See, this is the problem, Kerry Mack. We don't know what the difference between the white sugar and the sugar that's in bread. There's a little bit of white sugar in bread, but most of the sugar that's in bread is I don't even know what it's called, but it's a starch. It's chains of sugar. The vegans try to go, oh, it's vegetarians. Oh, it's amazing. It's natural sugar, or it's complex. That's another word they use. Complex. Sugar is bad, and there's all different kinds. Or or Kerry Mack is also from Northern Ireland, is that sugar. There's all different kinds of sugar. The point is, unless you have a specific reason to eat a rigid diet, says Kate, life is too short. I admire your discipline. Okay, you know what? I'm not sacrificing myself by not having a bread sandwich. I'm not sacrificing myself. Okay, I'm not, and I'm doing all right. Yeah, maybe I'd like more sugar, but but when I was 55 years old, I couldn't move my arm. I had my arm problem, right? I couldn't move my finger. It was locked in place. Locked in place. You can't believe that. I might as well miss breakfast tomorrow, banana, and have the egg salad as brunch. Well, I wouldn't have egg salad because you're making it with mayonnaise, and you're not making it with mayonnaise. Leslie, I think you are. Blueberries are the healthiest. Yeah, but they're pointless. They're pointless food, blueberries. They're very low in calorie, but they're all sugar. But it's not much sugar, but it's still sugar. Okay, yes, but that's why a lot of people are obese, because they don't have discipline. I will say that that's true, but the reason we don't have discipline is because the sugar in the foods makes us eat more. If you just ate meat, you would limit the amount. Okay, limit the amount of food you would eat. I am talking to Kate when I say this. That when you have one, like my son, my beautiful son, he brought me a box of nectarines. I asked him not to, and I actually meant it when I said it, but it sounded like I was making a joke. But he got me a little, 5 nectarines. I ate 4 of them. Why did I eat 4 of them? Because they're like candy. Nobody has one piece of candy. There is hidden natural sugars in healthy food, too, such as carrot and apple. I think bananas are good for potassium. They're not. Bananas are not good. It's like 60% sugar. And then these quote-unquote natural sugars, it's like saying there's natural heroin or natural arsenic or whatever. You don't need it. And they tell you that it's good. Nectarines are nice. They are nice, but they're just sugar. They're just sugar. And what sugar does is it gives you, like I had psoriasis, I had gout, I had plantar fasciitis, I had swollen hands. It doesn't do good things for you, and it makes you want to eat more. And all those vegans and vegetarians are all fat. And if they're not fat, they're super thin. Okay. So that's why, blueberries with porridge is even worse. Because porridge has toxicity. I don't know what it has, lectins or leptins or whatever it has in it. It makes you hungry. It needs to be cooked. The Scottish people cook that stuff for 7 days. They let it soak and soak. This is why we need you on the case, Lewis. Yeah, I'm on the case. I used to. Beetroot is even worse. Beetroot you have to cook. If you don't cook, and I used to eat it raw, it goes right into the kidneys, gives you kidney stones, gives you whatchamacallit, in the feet. What is that called? Gout? Yeah, it's bad. Beetroot is delicious, but it's bad for you, and it has to be cooked. Sugar gives you diabetes, according to MJ. Thank you, MJ. Yes, it gives you diabetes. It raises your blood sugar level. And then what is diabetes? That blood sugar. Beetroot and kidney failure was covered yesterday. Thank you, Galactus. Yeah, but somebody mentioned it here. It was covered yesterday. I don't know how much I spoke about it. I mean, this is basically everything I'm telling you is everything that I know. I took the IDR Labs test, and it turns out that I'm a complete wanker, which I already knew. Waste of time. No, you're not. Yesterday, we were trying to get to Alan Williams, a girlfriend, on this site. Oh my God, porridge is healthy. No, it is not. No, it is not. They've lied to you. Horses eat porridge. Humans should only eat it when we're starving to death. Who told you that porridge is healthy? They did. They've been lying to us. I missed yesterday's show, you Jared, because I was inspecting Nelson's dockyard, Antigua. I didn't eat anything whilst I was there. Well, that's fantastic. Well, I don't even know what Nelson's dockyard is. Maybe you should explain it to us. I don't have to put this in a book, Leslie. Leslie, I don't have to because it's in 1,000,000 books. It's Lewis's guide to it. I bought, you have to figure it out yourself. Basically, don't eat Plants. Don't eat any plants. I'm a meat eater. I'm not a vegetarian. Don't hate me. If you're a vegetarian and you believe in it, don't hate me. I'm not telling you you shouldn't eat it. What about Greg's, Lewis? Surely that's okay. What kind of Greg's? I sometimes have the pizza, but I only eat the outside of the pizza. Greg's is surely just Carb City. Yeah, but it's delicious. It's delicious. And I'll tell you what I love more than anything is the meat pies, steak pies. Yeah. And horses mainly eat hay. Yeah. But they all, they eat plants. Don't eat plants. You want to be healthy. Which one of you has any maybe us physical people? Thank you, Leslie. Is it basically you want to have pain? I woke up in the morning, I could not get out of my bed because I was in such pain. Unbelievable. Oh, Claire, I'm sorry. I do like pizza. Do you pay for your Greg's? Dr. says sexy. Yes, I do pay for my Greg's. I do pay for my Greg's. Anyway, I don't steal from places in this country. Maybe some other country I might. No, I don't think I would. The trouble is porridge is nice. I like to put whiskey in it, but I don't eat it anymore. Whiskey and porridge. I hadn't heard that. That's an interesting thing. Pete's Transport said this. A next of mine always ate his nail clippings at Scabs. Okay, thank you, Joodles. We did not need to know that. Anyway, so the point is, I know this is a very contentious subject because all food, you can't mess with food or religion, or you can't tell disabled people you're a drain on the society, because some of them aren't a drain, but some of them are a drain. Nelson's Dockyard is a World Heritage Site. Nelson spent 3 years there and called it a mosquito-infested hellhole. It's actually quite charming. Yeah, and that's in Antigua. It sounds really nice. I've been to places like that I went to Bermuda. I've been to Panama. That's in the country. I don't want to brag or anything. So I'm not going to look at what Galactus is saying. If you want to see what he's saying about nails, you can read it yourself. Okay, but the point is about food is that the food that really is killing us, why is it killing us? Because it's a manufactured product to taste amazing. Manufactured, okay? Oatmeal is cooked and manufactured. Potatoes are cooked. All the food that's really great. And the problem is they're not good for us. They're not good for us, okay? I mean, I don't look super great, but I'm 68 years old, and at least I'm not in pain. I don't wake up in the morning with headaches. I don't get headaches. I don't have anything here. Everything's good. The only thing that's bad is my renal level is lowish. But I was told by the doctor not to worry. But of course I'm a bit worried, and that is bad. My blood pressure. But those are markers. Those aren't diseases. They're markers, but it does worry people. I'm like on day 10 or something on, or maybe more on losartan. Wait, how many have I taken? 28, 14, 7. I think I'm on like day 10. And thank you. I look good. Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate that very much. That's what we got to do. I wish I could see what you look like, Leslie. In my mind, you're beautiful. And even if you're not, I'm doing you. Okay. We have to train ourselves to eat bland things in small portions and learn to like it. It works. What diet do you follow, Claire? What diet do you follow? The only foods with ingredients list, I might stay away. Only foods with an ingredient list. Yeah, but you can't just have plain oatmeal either. That's one ingredient that, it's not good for you. I'm speaking to David there. So Claire, you don't have to you have to, no, not bland food, because steak is not bland. Steak and eggs, that's not bland. But the reason they make the other foods taste good is because they're basically fake foods. Fake foods. Bland is boring, and cooked foods is bad, and putting foods with all sorts of spices that are toxic. I'm against it like that. Potato starch is so bad for your teeth because it raises your blood sugar level and gives you, that's something else. I stopped brushing my teeth about four years. I don't brush my teeth anymore. I'm sorry, ladies. You're going to have to kiss a guy with And it's not my teeth aren't even dirty. It doesn't have anything on it. Because when you eat carbs, it goes into your thing, it goes out of your thing. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And then it rots your teeth. And that's what rots your teeth is carbs. My favorite is a nice mixed grill, but without the carbs. Yeah, that's great food, mixed grill. Fish is good too. Fish and meat and lamb. I love lamb. Who doesn't love lamb here? We all love lamb. I don't even brush my teeth. Yes, Jude, it's disgusting. Disgusting. Do I floss my teeth? Yeah, occasionally I floss it. Yeah, I floss it. I do floss it. If something gets stuck there. But let's say I'm eating steak and stuff gets stuck in there. Okay? Lamb, Judel says, lamb's minging. I don't believe you believe that. Lamb is very nice, but very fatty. What's wrong with fatty? This is what we've got to basically, everything we've been told, Kinsey, is wrong. We want it to be as fatty as possible. I add lumps of butter to make the thing fatter. Flossing teeth is just a waste of good food. You have saved for later. Yeah, you don't want to do it immediately. You want to wait. Right. I don't eat lamb or beef, Leslie. Why is that? Why don't you eat? Make a case for that. Omega-5. Is there such a thing as omega-5? Lorries don't kill because we don't eat. According to Dr. Sexy. Where are you from again? Are you from the Midlands? Lorries don't kill because we don't eat lorries. We don't kill lorries because we don't eat the lorry. I don't know. I guess that's what that means. Anyway, lamb chops are delicious. But yes, a bit fatty. Yes, fatty is good. Fatty is good. The meat has been trimmed of fat. We want a lot of fat. When I have a hamburger, it's 20% fat. And I don't even think that's enough. And Pete also doesn't bother to brush his teeth. And I have all my own teeth. Yeah, you probably do. You probably do if you don't brush it. I mean, I'm not advocating that. I'm not advocating not brushing your teeth because it's not my responsibility. But if you don't brush your teeth, you got to make sure you don't have carbs. If you have carbs, when I say carbs, fruit is carbs, banana is carbs. These people we engage with. Love you all, says Joe. Thank you, Joe. Ruben's here. Greetings, Lewis. Hope you're well today. Thank you. You don't have to say it, but thank you very much. Even the small of lamb. What is the small? Oh, the smell of lamb. She wrote the small. I actually read that correctly. Maybe I could see with the glasses on. That's not Lewis Schaffer. Well, I stopped wearing glasses. I don't wear glasses for distance. And this makes it a bit bigger here. I have to check certain foods for my mom to see what ingredients are in them. Mind you, nothing beats Karma. Nothing beats a good home-cooked meal. No processed stuff. Well, you don't know because you could put anything in home-cooked stuff, and it can be totally processed. I'm against processing. This is the all-cooking show. Chicken livers roasted along with the whole chicken. Yeah, love chicken livers. Yeah, love it. Love it. Is that a sugary beverage? Yes, it is sugary. I have 2 teaspoons of sugar in this. I shouldn't have had any. And it's got 2 bags of iced tea. I'm trying to be under 50 grams. I'm losing weight. Losing weight. I know you say it's not important. I do go to the dentist, says Pete's Transport. He says, my teeth are good. He says they are good. And you have 1 filling in 15 years. Yeah. It's not a mystery. It's what we eat. And you eat meat. So there you go. Mint sauce and lamb. And lamb is food. Yeah, mint sauce. I haven't had mint sauce in a long time, but I like it. I mean, maybe it's not right, mint sauce. It's a leaf. And leaves are not good for you. Are you the spokesman for the anti-food industry? Yes, I'm against all those companies and all of their horrible foods. Lola Twinkle is here. Beautiful, beautiful Lola Twinkle is here. I love you, Lola. Snacking is also bad. And eating too close to sleep time is also bad. Laying down is bad for digestion. Is it bad for digestion? I don't think it is because I don't think it is. But running around is good. That's good. And eating too late is bad. That's actually is true. I believe that, MJ. When are you next going to the gym? Who are you talking to? Me? I went out for a walk today. I've already walked 10,000 steps. And I'm going to walk later today. Maybe I'll ask my son to walk with me. Apparently, Galapagos tortoises are delicious. That's why specimens didn't make it back to the UK for a long time. The crew kept eating them. Yeah. Why not? Why can't they be delicious? Do you like buffalo chicken wings? Food of the gods. Yeah, I love it. You know what? I go to Weatherspoons and have the chicken wings there. But I mean, at the end of the day, chicken is not the best food. How many people are in on this thing right now? Does anybody know? Chicken wings are not the best food. JDM. Processed is bad as they put all sorts of strange stuff in food. Ready meals can be full of bad stuff too. I'm going to go further. If it's made with a plant, it's bad for you. Do not eat it. Do not eat it. That's the simplest thing in the world, Claire. Do not eat it. Okay. Ludloff. Is this the new Lud? How do you count your steps? What device do you use? Well, thank you for asking. What do you use? I just use an app. Is it perfect? No, but it basically tells me how. It's just something. It's called the. What is it called? Hold on a second. It's not even here. It's called. Why is it not here? I can't tell what it is. Hold on a second. I can't. It's called a pedo. I don't want to say it. I'm not going to say what the word is because it's a PEDO. I can hear David Attenborough wincing. Why? Over what, Kinsey? What is he wincing over? What is he wincing? Chicken is good. Pork is good, but they're not as good as lamb. Lamb is the best. I've said this before. Out of all the plant food, leaves are the best as no carbs and no sugars. No, they're not. They're toxic. They don't even have sugars. Plant leaves are really bad. You find out in leaves it's got oxalate in it, which means that when you crunch it, it binds with protein either in your mouth or in your stomach, and you can't ingest the protein. So it'll say it's 10% protein. What I call John Cleese, close personal friend. I'm surprised if he would even remember me. The more processed food is worse. It is for you. All those chemicals, because it's made with plants, and most plants are inedible. The only plants that are not edible, basically, you can have some plants like carrots you can eat raw, but they're not 100% unhealthy. Okay. Ruben only walks 4K a day. What was the point? The point is we do not eat. What did I say? I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, that was the whole point. The whole point is humans, when we killed the mammoths, we used to go straight for the liver, and because of the fat, we used to, what is that thing? What is the fat called around the liver and the kidneys? I forget what it's called. One of you knows. Your grandparents used to eat it. Suet, right? Suet. We used to eat suet. And that's what I try to. I try to eat the fattiest food. But you go to Lidl and they cut all the fat off of the brisket. You go to, there's a bit more fat in Morrison's. Okay, let's be nice, Dr. Sexy. We got tons of girls to be. I don't care if you're nice to them at all, but I want them to like me. And also, maybe the woolly coats help too. Why would the woolly coat help, Kinsey? Beautiful, beautiful Kinsey. I would listen to anyone else go on. I wouldn't listen to anyone else go on like this other than you. Well, why is that? Because people don't believe me, because it's really extreme. I'm not the only person who thinks this way. There are millions of people now. I can't abide boiled cabbage or Brussels sprouts. Yeah, Brussels sprouts is toxic, and boiled cabbage, why does it taste like that? But at least you've boiled it. And what's the other kind of cabbage? Sauerkraut. It's not sauerkraut because it's fermented, so that's okay, but it's not great. Pork scratchings are great. Yes, it's also the hairier the better. Perfect with beer. I don't know, can you get hairy pork scratchings? The fat is where all the nutrients are, Mark Thorison. Yes, that's totally true. Third time lucky, Lewis. What did you do to Lucy? I don't know. Lucy, come back. Lucy, come back. Anytime a fool would. What's that song? Baby, come back. Steak and kidney pudding, Lewis, with suet. Yeah, lots and lots and lots of fat. They used to eat the fat in the old days because they were starving. They ate the fat. Now, we're too posh to eat the fat. They convince us to poison ourselves. My brother-in-law is in Thailand, Joy Earl says. Would agree wholeheartedly with you, Lewis. Laugh out loud, a kindred spirit. Yeah, I wasn't the only one, but I was an early one. Baby Come Back by Player. Do you remember that song? What year was that? What year was Baby Come Back? But Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Claire. Claire is always saying nice things about me, and it's working. It's working. It's working. So if you want to get in to Lewis Schaffer, just say, "Oh, I think you're so good looking." Okay. Yeah, tell them to look at Thomas Seyfried. It says Sergfred. You mean Seyfried's work? Yeah. Look at what he says about cancer. That's I said yesterday. That's why I eat. One of the major reasons I eat the way I eat is so I don't grow the cancer. Okay, my grandfather was a cook in the army. He said the same about fat. Whenever he cooked bacon, he said, "Don't waste the fat." Yeah, I grew up. I didn't have bacon. We had bacon. They used to pour the bacon off in a jar. We had a jar of the fat. Now, if I've got extra fat I don't use, I put it in the refrigerator, and I don't ever use plant oils, or they call them vegetables. They're not vegetables. They're plants. My mother-in-law, she's 92, has all of her own teeth, is using her as a case study, attributed to drinking a pint of buttermilk every day. Well, that could be. Yeah, and if you drink a pint of buttermilk, I guarantee you there's stuff you aren't drinking. Simon Arnold, puddings are lovely. Yes, they are lovely. Unfortunately, they're too much sugar. Those cancer cells, they love sugar. Yes, Galactus. I didn't know this until last year. Sir, look up Thomas Seyfried. Thomas Seyfried. He's discussing the works of Warburg, who was a cancer doctor in the 1930s for like Hitler. And Hitler didn't kill him, even though he was half a Jew. So maybe you can get out of being a Jew. Maybe your father's Jewish and your mother's Nazi. You say, "I'm not Jewish." When I was a kid, so he lived in Nazi Germany throughout the entire war. It's a fascinating story. I read a book about him. Okay. My son says I don't read books anymore, but I did. When I was a kid, this is you, Jared. Good to speak to you. The fat in the pan was poured into a cup and used as lard. Yeah, it's called, not used as lard, it was lard. For more cooking, or eaten with bread and dripping. And you know something? That's brilliant. But I never liked that. I thought, oh, that's disgusting. And we never ate that. We believed in breakstone butter in America. But that's the way you do it. When I was a child, says Alan Williams, they used to hang pig carcasses outside the butchers. The butcher told me these are the pigs that went to market. That's funny. Hey, Rory, welcome back. What about American chocolate as opposed to British chocolate? You know the answer. British chocolate is the best, or used to be the best, or maybe it still is the best. Maybe American chocolate is better. But Nestle American coffee chocolate or Hershey's is not as good as British. Sure. But you shouldn't eat it, because chocolate is the entire ground up seed. So do not eat too much chocolate, because it's not like coffee where they're just taking the crystal of, the caffeine, whatever. My son had a dripping sandwich in the other week. Yes. Cadbury is the best. I think it's still pretty good. I don't know. I'm not an expert on it. Okay. But does American chocolate really taste sick? It didn't make it. No, it's not as good as this. But I guess if you're used to this, you won't like it. I liked American. What I liked is almonds in the chocolate bar with almonds. I love that. I mean, I got a candy bar today, a Mr. Tom's, and I had half of it, 20 grams. That's very little. It's peanuts. Anybody know the peanuts thing? And I gave half to my son because I'm a great guy. I'm a great guy. So Kerry's saying, "Oh my God, do you remember those pigs and butchers?" Yeah, we've been talked out of eating food by the deep globalist horrible state, who's having a go at me because I made a joke about I'm not going to say. I had a dripping sandwich the other day after I dropped it in my sink by accident. Is that true? I don't know what that means. Warren Foster is here. Hey, Warren, good to see you again. I was hoping you'd come back. Warren Foster comes from, where do you come from again? Warsaw. Some American chocolate is made with sour milk. Some of it doesn't have any chocolate in it. I don't even know how they can call it chocolate. When my son, I'm not sure. When my son was small, he walked into the room holding a sandwich with a big bite taken out of it. And he said, that white stuff in the fridge isn't butter, isn't. isn't butter, is it? And you said, no, it's lard. It's lard. Hey, Warren, it's lard. Well, what does that mean? It's lard. That's lard is not as bad as you think it is. It's not as good as beef fat because the cows are fed horrible food now. Excuse me, the pigs are fed horrible food, so it's very high in omega-6. You know what I'm talking about? Omega-6. We need more omega-3, and you get that from beef fat. Warren Forces from Warsaw. We should discuss that later. Mushrooms cooked in lard. Yeah. I mean, I don't even eat mushrooms anymore because it's not, it's it's mushrooms. It's like water. I sent my little pigs to the market. I was a pig farmer. Okay, thank you, Lorna. Good to see you. Milka is lovely. I picked up a wrapper today from Milka chocolate in my walk in the park because I'm a great guy. That's why you're here, because I'm a great guy. And we're all going to be greater people. We're all going to go out into the park and pick up rubbish. Or even if we're not in the park and we see some rubbish, we're going to pick it up. Lewis Schaffer uses his bare hands. Bare hands. Oh. Anyway, no, that was a joke. I subpoenaed the Mondelez brother and put them on trial for what they've done to Kate. But everybody, we've all been basically polluted, right, by this stuff. I was a little concerned at first when I said I picked up a wrapper in the park. Dr. Sexy is very funny. I don't know where Lucy is. Maybe she doesn't want to speak to me anymore. I don't know. I was a little concerned at first. Okay, that's right. But where did you learn all this knowledge of food and nutrition? Are there books to follow? Yeah, there are books to follow. Here's one. Here, I'll show you one book. I did show you this like a week ago, maybe. This is a book, and it's written by a woman, and women are horrible. Women are really horrible. But this woman, Nina Teicholz, is so perfect for Lewis Schaffer. Oh my God, she's amazing. She's amazing. But this book is amazing. I recommend this book. It's called The Big Fat Surprise. It's about the history of food in America and Britain too, and how they convinced us that meat is bad. And she was a vegetarian for 14 years or something, some huge length, maybe even longer than 14 years. She was a vegetarian, and she had all the problems that vegetarians have. All the problems. That's where I learned at JDL. Everybody can learn about that. Okay. So, is there a docu on them somewhere? Yes, there is, Joodles. Yes, there is. You can go look at this. So many different things. I'll tell you which one that I watched. What is it called? Water. I'm looking it up right now. I forget his name. I've lost it. What's his name? What's the guy's name? Dr. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. It's going to be all right. Oh, it's not here. I'll remember who it is. But you could look it up yourself. You could look this up yourself. Okay? You look it up yourself. All right. So the Menendez brothers, there's a basketball card of a player, and the Menendez brothers are in the crowd behind them. It was after the murders, spelt incorrectly on purpose. Oh yeah, maybe you have to spell it. Maybe we're not allowed to talk about it. What are the credentials, though? People don't take all that stuff on face value. You can't read one book. You gotta know. I've read dozens and dozens of things. If my son were paying attention to it, I'd ask him. I'd say, do you remember what I was? He said, Daddy, you're completely obsessive. So. And I have no credentials, so I don't know. We are natural omnivores. Our bodies aren't made to eat just plants. That's basically true. But every time we eat plants, we die a little bit. We can eat it, and we should eat it only if we're not eating over the wintertime and we're going into hibernation. You should go look at I think, is he a professor? Dr. Richard Johnson, University of Colorado. And read what he says about this. I once walked into the kitchen to find my 3-year-old son dropping eggs one by one. Oh, here's a joke coming. On the floor, I asked, "What are you doing?" And he replied, "Birds, birds." Sad when you lose an egg. I can't believe plants and veg are bad. We've been eating them for millions of years. No, we have not been eating them for millions of years. First of all, we didn't eat broccoli. There wasn't a broccoli 150 years ago. How long have the Italians been eating tomatoes? They come from South America. Okay? How long have people been eating grains? Most of the people in the North never ate grains. They didn't grow grains. They were complete meat eaters. Practically, occasionally, maybe they grew. They didn't grow it. Do you go on? Do I go on about food when I'm off camera? Yes, I'm obsessed with it. My son has poured milk straight into the cereal box, as he couldn't find a bowl. Yeah, because cereal is addictive. Is addictive. And this is a poor country where you don't have any bowls. Does anyone remember that all female flight into space? Why are you mentioning that? Carrots aren't originally orange. That's exactly right. They were bred that way in honor of the Dutch royalty. Yeah, I've heard that too. But also, they were like this tall. You didn't get a huge carrot. You got a tiny little carrot. The first curry dish in London was 1735. We're not meant to be eating that stuff. You know, we're not meant to be eating cooked food. We've only been eating cooked food, okay, for a couple of 100,000 years. Okay, but I do go on about food. Our human body systems are complex, says Kate Gwynn. And they're wonderful. They can deal with a balanced diet. Just don't overdo anything. That's a lie. I don't believe that. I love you, Kate. You're very beautiful, so I should listen to her. Please like me, Kate. Please like me, Kate. But the point is about a balanced diet. That's one of those lies that they spread to get you to eat carbs, in the process of then moving on, saying don't eat any meat. Team World, the globalists, the left, feminists, they don't want you to eat meat. Meat raises testosterone. They don't want you to do it. Okay. They used to say go to work on an egg. Yeah, but one egg is not enough. I had 5 eggs today. Carrots were purple. I think they were white. No, Lewis, it's not a lie. It is a lie. It is a lie. Balanced diet, you shouldn't have it. Okay, in Ringo Starr movie, Caveman, the first cooked food is an egg. I didn't see the movie, but I love Ringo Starr. There are purple varieties of potatoes. Yeah, I picked one up in South America. Then I smuggled it in. I'm not gonna say where I smuggled it into, but yeah, that doesn't make it good. And anyway, some of these colors are so we don't eat them. We're not meant to be eating anything that's buried in the ground. Okay. The reason we eat it is because we saw the animals eat it. We said, okay, we'll eat it too. Okay. So I'm sorry, Kate. No, Lewis, it's not a lie. It is a lie. We used to eat flowers and naturally growing plants. Back then, there were druids, natural plants, not the altered crops we grow now. Does anybody disagree with him? Because I disagree with him. The fact is, all plants are getting less toxic. Less and less toxic. They're growing them so they're not toxic. So you can eat them, a lot of plants raw. Like broccoli. Why can a lot of people not eat broccoli at all? I mean, it's not that plants have, and it's not that they're, most plants are fake now. Are fake. Apples are this big, you know. Broccoli is this big, and that's like totally fake. Broccoli used to be a tiny little thing, and it's all one plant. I keep telling the Mrs. Porridge shouldn't be the first meal of your day. Thank you. It shouldn't be any meal of your day. And then you burp and you fart and your teeth rot and you say, well, I don't know. Is this just by accident? I don't know, to be honest. It was the first published recipe. What did you say? I don't know what that was, what that meant. Hey, guys and gals. Hope you were doing well. That's Nate is here. Welcome back, Nate. I find this really interesting. Loads I didn't know, thanks to Lewis. Claire is a huge fan of Lewis Schaffer. Sorry, Joodles. Sorry, Joodles. She's a huge fan, and you should be a huge fan of me, too. We all should be huge fans. Unfortunately, I'm not. People don't like me. Paul Newman liked his eggs back in the day. At least he did in cool. Yeah, eggs. Yeah. If you're in prison and all he'd serve you is eggs, you would eat it. I'm not only that. I mean, what else is there? It's the best food. You'd eat the eggs first. I don't know someone. I know someone who did that, but was grazing on magic mushrooms. Kind of a bit of a mad day. Someone eating mushrooms. Did I miss that? Did I miss what that was? Grass roots are delicious. No, they're not. Grass is toxic. You should not eat grass leaves. You should not eat grass leaves. Plants are just sugar now. Bread for sweetness. Yeah, but what else if they're not? What else are they? Do they have protein in plants? No, they don't. Very little protein. The seeds do, but the seeds are actually the worst part of the plants. The seeds and the leaves. Bad stuff. I finally rang my doctors, got answered in 10 seconds, and got an appointment tomorrow. Amazing. We'll find out if leg issue is permanent. What's the matter with your leg? Remember, you had some kind of a thing inside of you. I'm not in the harem queue. No, you're not. You're ahead of the harem. There you go. Claire's laughing with Joodles. Okay, that's good. I love you, Lewis. I would never eat an egg. Never eat an egg. Okay, we love you, Lewis. Yeah, this is what I like to hear. And you guys can say that too. What about sunflower seeds? They're also toxic. Not super toxic. You know, the plant is not toxic. It's not going to kill you in a day. But any problem that you have health-wise, I have 0 health problems, and I used to have so many swollen hands. I used to have, I mean, my eyesight improved, but that was something else. And I just had a million problems, so no problems. Mushrooms can kill. Better stick to Campbell's cream of mushroom soup. I used to love that. You're so American, Marianne, now. You're so American. Okay. Apparently, the ancient Egyptians were first made bread and found it did not agree with them. I have been struggling with it ever since. Yeah, well, bread was for like poor people in the country, but they in Egypt, and that was like 10,000 years ago. As many as 8,000 years ago, very few people were eating bread. It was only a few of the countries in the world that they ate bread. My apple trees are really old. You think they're really old, but apples were this size. How big is that, Lorna? It wasn't that big. Okay. Let's see what else is going on. The French never eat 2 eggs because 1 egg is an oof. Is an oof. That's funny. That's funny. Very good. Very good non-stick, Nick. How many people are watching right now? Okay. Wholemeal toast. Yeah, you have that for breakfast, and you think that that's good. That's not good for you, wholemeal toast. It's not good. I used to have a slice of bread for bread. I used to have 2, 3, 4 slices for bread. I used to eat the entire bread. Kerry Max is back. I'm back. I had to go eat my dinner. Yeah, it makes you hungry. Rune is someone new. Hey, Rune, how are you? Where are you from, Rune? Are you male or female? The Chinese can't digest lactose. Yeah, there's lots of food we can't eat. Well, they could digest it if they started to drink a little bit of milk right after they were breastfeeding. They could. And then they would still have, it's not that they're not born with that, but that you have to develop. I've been drinking tons and tons of milk, and you have to keep on drinking milk in order to get the lactase. I think it's called lactase. You only got 1 boiled egg a week in prison. I used to swap sugar for other people's eggs. On a Sunday, I would buy people's chicken legs. All the chicken legs are the left ones. That's a joke in that. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. I don't know what the joke is. Was struggling to break the magic 50 viewer mark, which is when the cash rolls in for you. I have to hit 1,000. Have you Rixel son subscribed? If you subscribe, Dr. Sexy, that would help a lot if you haven't done it already. And like the thing. How many people like it? Where are you from, Rune? Where are you from? Are you a boy and a girl? You're very beautiful and very strong. I've just taken a nice big apple crumble out of the oven. Yeah, delicious, but not good for you. And you'll eat too much of it, and then you'll be fat, and your teeth will rot, and you'll get diabetes. Okay, if you have to eat bread, eat white Danish loaf. What is a white Danish loaf? We don't know what that is. Remember, we're English people here. Do mushrooms have a brain? Paul Morris is in the house. Good afternoon. Back from Iceland, the shop. Okay, joke. Just about to eat some raw smoke back bacon. My friend from Malta, Mario, swears by it from being from there. No joke, says Nate. Yeah, back bacon. I like back bacon. In America, we call that Canadian bacon. I like mostly the streaky bacon because it's got higher fat. Is Rune going to say where he's from? He's not saying. I shouldn't ask where people are from. The Spanish eat raw bacon. I wouldn't eat it raw. I wouldn't eat it raw either. I would eat it raw if you knew where you were getting it. That's the thing about pork. If you know where you're getting it, I would eat it raw. But I don't eat it. We've all been brainwashed. I've been brainwashed. I have to cook my beef a little bit. You're male. You're from England, born near Bergen. Bergen where? Bergen in Norway? Well, welcome. And you're male. Okay, you're very handsome and very strong. It's good to have very tall, handsome, strong people in that thing. I can't imagine eating raw bacon. You know what? I can imagine it. They have Warburtons, £1.25 for a small loaf. What does that mean? Nothing beats a nice bacon sandwich when you have a hangover. Yeah, bacon is amazing. That's one of the few foods that I eat cooked. But I don't think you need to. But I'm not recommending it. Rune is from Norway, so a round of applause for Norway. Yeah. What is the point that I'm making? Yeah, I mean, mushrooms are all right. Thank you very much for writing that, Nate, or Nath, whatever he likes to be called. Don't buy Warburton's bread. They support halal. Okay, well, why? Why? Because they put halal cooked meat? My mate loved raw sausages, says Lud, and when we had a butcher deliver it in a van once a week, and he would devour the raw sausages. Yeah, I mean, we've been told it's so bad for you. Maybe it isn't that bad for you. I'm convinced about pork that I should cook it. Should I not cook it? Never buy Warburtons or halal anything because it's galactose. Remember, where's Warburtons? Aren't they in the north of the country, which is basically, a halal area? Rune, take the batteries out before attempting to eat a rabbit. Eat the rabbit. Joodles. Take the batteries out. Kate, I'm telling all the girls about this. Lorna. That's very funny. That's a good joke. Steve Cuff. I haven't eaten rabbit in a long time. They say rabbit doesn't have enough fat. So if it doesn't have enough fat, you get white rabbit. You get rabbit fever. Have you ever tried haggis? Yes, I have. I've been to Scotland many, many times. And I love haggis. It's a bit high in carbs, but haggis is amazing, yeah. I also like black pudding, which is sort of similar to a haggis. But I think haggis, I like haggis, but it's a cooked food. It's good for, let's see, rabbit fever, anyone? Yeah, rabbit fever, yeah. Let's not be dirty, Kate. We're not going to be dirty. We're not going to be dirty because it basically, I'm a dirty guy. Am I a dirty guy? They're going to find out what a dirty guy I am. I'm a dirty guy. I'm not super dirty. I'm a bit dirty. I couldn't eat rabbit. I have a pet one, and everyone's always winding me up saying she's nearly ready for that stew pot. Laugh out loud. That's not a joke, but you could grow. I think rabbits can have two whatchamacallits a day. Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. Modern research is starting to realize how the interconnected fungi are potentially one of those building blocks of all things green developed for billions of years. Yes, fungi is important, but that doesn't mean we should eat it, especially mushrooms. And a lot of mushrooms are poisonous to humans. And that is proof that they don't want you to eat them if they can kill you. They don't want you to eat them. Never eaten rabbit. Mom ate it in the war like chicken, apparently. Yeah. Not going there. I've had rabbit like once or twice, and it was like just had too many bones. It kind of creeped me out. But now I probably could eat it. I love things like that. It's fascinating. What about Watership Down? Were they eating rabbits in Watership Down? Okay, sorry. Hello. Is it the, halal? Here's another joke. Halal. Is it the meat you're looking for? I assume you're making a joke, JDM. It might be better if you're making that joke, you put that in quotation marks with maybe a couple of symbols from music. Foie gras is revolting in every respect. No, it's not. I grew up with foie gras. I mean, it's revolting. You shouldn't ram the food down the Lola. I'm talking to Lola right now. You shouldn't ram the whatchamacallit down the geese's throat to give it, what do they ram down the throat to give the whatever it is, the goose liver disease and fatty liver and make the kidney bigger and whatever and have more fat? What do they ram down there, people? This is a lesson. They grain is toxic. Okay, so it's toxic. It's not toxic, but it's too much. Not for a goose, but it's better to have a grain. It's better to have one that's eating. Meat, eating flies, whatever. Okay, listen, everybody. Can I take a break for a couple of minutes, like 3 minutes to go, just to calm down a little bit? What are you saying is funny, Rune? Yeah. I'm going to take a break. Can I take a break? Do you mind if I take a break? Do you mind? Lewis is a fun guy. Yeah, could be that. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's actually not true. Lots of things we do are killing us slowly. Okay, I'm going to go take a break, Kerry. Thank you very much. If you take a break, that means we can all take a break. Yes, you can all take a break. Everybody take a break for 3 minutes. Take a break. Simon, can you please take a break? Okay. And you're going to eat some, will you eat some raw eggs? Maybe I should have a raw egg. Toilet break. I don't need it. I don't need to go take a toilet break because I don't have prostate. I hope I don't have prostate disease. I hope I don't. Okay. So I'm going to go in the other room. What should I put on? Should I put on this? Should I put on?
Just leave it.
I'm going to leave it here. The sound's going to be on.
Just
okay.
Mute it.
How do you mute it?
Turn the knob until it's 0.
Okay. Can you hear this, Columbus? Can you hear what I'm saying? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, thank you. I know you're checking. Yeah. Can you hear me speaking?
You need to turn the knob.
I turned the knob all the way down. Oh, you mean turn it kind of off? Can you hear me now, Columbus? 1, 2, 3.
Turned it up.
I turned it up. Can you hear it? Is it still loud?
Out the way.
I put it in. It's got 3 little things here. I'm going to the other room. Now it's louder. I'm going to the other room. Okay? How many people are watching right now? We can see who's left. We'll hunt them down and hurt them.
Just go for a break for 5 minutes and come back. The longer you talk is just wasting time.
I just want to tell them. What's the purpose? How does this game work? You're being really rude. My son's like mad at me because I'm interested in the game that he's playing. Well, I'm interested. He should be lucky I'm interested. Come. Well, what are we talking about? Have we spoken enough about food? Have we spoken about food? You want to talk about music? What I'd like to talk about is what do I do with this Reddit? What do I do with the disability groups who thinks I'm advocating doing bad things to them, which I am not. Though they're getting me more and more angry every single day. So maybe I'm thinking about it. What do you think? What do I do? Maybe should we talk about that? No Peter Sutcliffe there. You don't want the blood pressure. You don't want the blood pressure. Okay. I'd like to do the blood pressure. Should I do the blood pressure? Mr. Producer, give us a song. That's what song is that? Mr. Producer, give us a song. Whatever you feel like talking about. I know. It should be that way. I mean, if I had my way, we'd be talking about food all day long. Because it's so important, and everybody's got so many misconceptions about food. Don't we have so many? Yeah. Fallouts with the talent and the producer always end badly for the show. Yeah, let's not fall out, Columbus. Sorry, I shouldn't even say his name.
I was annoyed because you didn't mute the mic and then you're asking me things like, stop involving me, please.
He doesn't want to be involved. He doesn't want to be involved.
Leave me alone.
I got a call from my ex-girlfriend who wants to do a show called the Ex-Wives Show. Me and her. We could do a show, but I think it'd be hard for me because and hard for her. I don't know because we didn't end badly. Whatever, or not as bad as it could have been. Your best show, Lewis, was your row with that guy. Yeah, with the producer. Yeah, that was comedy gold. I thought it was brilliant. Forget about the raspberries. Yeah, I got raspberries. That's what you're saying. I got raspberries. Yes, Black Sabbath was good the other night. And fair play to Ozzy. He's getting older and he still rocked Villa Park. Well, I mean, why is he doing so badly? He was poisoned. Maybe he was an alcoholic. He took drugs. Something happened to him. Maybe he's basically. We talked about this the other day. He became like Michael J. Fox. Nobody just gets part. And I was seeing today, I saw a little thing from what's his name, from Billy Connolly saying I've got Parkinson's. Like it stumbled on him. No, it's toxicity from alcohol or his diet, or gaining weight. That's where Parkinson's or not gaining weight. Maltese Phil says I watched the whole 10 hours of that gig. Best show ever. Was it 10 hours? Or was it 10 hours of lots of different things? Yeah, people don't want me to... Nate doesn't want me to do my blood pressure. Why can't... Because I'm not talking? Why can't I do... First of all, could somebody tell me how many people are watching this thing? Because if you don't, I have to go over to here. And I got to find out... I got to watch here. And I got to watch here. And I've got to watch here. Okay. 44 people watching. Yeah, so what is the point I'm making? Do you see the picture of me I don't know that you can see the picture of me. Have you seen Freddie Starr singing Vincent? Hilarious. I've never seen it. Anyway, who is your ex, Lewis? I don't want to reveal her. I'm not interested in my ex. I'm interested in my future. No, I don't know. It's horrible. I love the girl anyway. But do your blood pressure, Lewis, just not on the show with your ex. So I should do it now. Well, maybe she could tell me what I need to do because she's been telling me what I need to do. She's one of those women. She's got an opinion. Lewis, I learned a foreign language to try and stave off Alzheimer's. Trouble is now I sound like, it's a joke, now I sound like I've got Alzheimer's when I speak the foreign language. Yeah, it could be funny. It's sort of funny. No blood pressure, says Kerry. The 1990s were my favorite time. A lot of people here, their favorite time is 30 years ago. How old were we when we were 30 years ago? I was 38. Oh my God, that's still old. That's still old. I was 33 in 1990. That's pretty old. Okay. Yeah, yeah. You know what happened? I had an ounce of cheese, and it's totally taken the life out of me. Really. Can you feel that? I'm not. Maybe I shouldn't be eating as much cheese. Kerry Mack was born in the 1990s. Yeah, you're bragging. You're so young. You're bragging. You're bragging. You're young. I was in my early 20s, Steve Cuff. Yeah, we were young. Find out. I find it mad how I get along with people in my mom's age more than people in my own age. Well, why is that? Why is that? Lots of people do that. I mean, basically, the young people are so. I'm not saying they're all that way, but they're all bad. They're all bad. They're not all bad. Don't put me on a list. They're not all bad. Are they all bad, young people? Are you bad? What's bad about you, Kerry Max? Kerry Macca. Kerry Macca. Are you bad? Room 222. The 90s weren't the best, but people will look back on these times and think, oh my God, these times are the best. That's the problem. Happy Mondays. That's another band we liked. I think there's a Northern Irish thing. I think there's a Northern Irish thing, Kerry. Me too. I think that's a Northern. I can't even read. Thank you. I was 30 in 1990. That means you were born in 1960. Freddie Starr was Elvis's favorite Elvis impersonator. Is that true? Did they have Elvis impersonators back then? You like listening more and respect your elders, Kerry. That's what it means. You were 11 in 1990, which means you were born in 1979. 80, right, which means 79, which means you're 50 years old. Something like that. TV was better music. You could go out with 20 pounds. Yeah, you could go out with 20 pounds. But 20 pounds in the 1990s was a lot of money. Things were better in this country because we weren't spending it on people who didn't deserve it, including myself. We weren't spending it. Thank you. And Lewis, I don't like to think I'm bad, but maybe others would disagree. Yeah, I think you're all right. I think right. And Joodles, Joodles is young too. I mean, she's young. She's young. I mean, I'm 68 years old. I'm pretty old. But that's why it's important for me to be healthy, basically. Yeah, so Nate Virgo says that perfect, Joodles. I knew I loved you. There we go. We're making hookups. We're making hookups. People cared more for each other in the 90s. Did they really care more? That was, Margaret Thatcher's time. People were saying they didn't care about it. You heard amazingly horrible things about the 1990s. You were about to say, but viable. I didn't say it, but viable. Because you're young but viable. You're young but viable. Yeah. Is that a bad word to describe a woman? Is that a bad word? I mean, viable for me, which means, I don't know. Girls are looking for fun. Girls just want to have fun. Not that I'm fun, but they want to have fun. They want to have fun. So does anybody need to subscribe to this thing? Does anybody want to say they like the show and make this show 34, I think, 1990. What is that? That's when you were in 1990. Yeah, I was 33 in 1990. I'm not saying government cared more. People in general were easier going and more caring because it was more of a monoculture back then in the 90s. In the places where it wasn't a monoculture, there maybe was less love. I think most young people rely too much on our technology, and we don't know how to have a proper conversation now. Laugh out loud. Yeah, maybe that's it. Harry Chapin. I remember that guy. Did he come from Long Island? But he was great. I actually heard him. He actually came and spoke to my school, and then he died. Or is it the other guy? Operator, that's the other guy. Don't forget to click the like button. I always get him and the other guy confused. Jim Croce and the other guy. I think Harry Chapin came and spoke to my high school. Great Neck North Senior High School. I agree. From the beginning of the 90s, things went downhill. I hate modern cars. They are no fun to drive. Car does far too much itself. Yeah, maybe it's not as fun. But then again, cars can be really fun until you run someone over. Run someone over. And then you're in trouble. An old couple who used to live opposite my mother's were born in the 1880s. I used to like listening to their old stories of what it was like back then. Back in the early 1980s. They were very old. Well, they would have been 100 years old. That is old. Well, my grandmother was born in the 1880s. So that's how old. You know, my father was born in 1925. My great grandfather was born in 1886, and he died. These are people who died. They were all my friends, and they died. You can have viable and I. Okay. I'm dizzy. Now I'm actually dizzy from talking too much. You know, I'm actually dizzy. Maybe it's the iced tea that killed it. I started with iced tea, but I shouldn't be dizzy right now. In the Maltese Phil, well, I love Malta, says in the 90s, I was doing my A-levels, playing a bass in a thrash metal band. Went to university, got really high. I got a really high-paying job down south and basically partied every weekend. They were good times. Now you're living back in Malta. Yeah, things don't stay the same. I had some good times in the 90s. I started stand-up comedy in 1993. But I didn't have a girlfriend. I didn't have a girlfriend from 84 maybe to 9, like for 10 years, nothing. I should admit that. And you get a bit desperate. My dream is to be economically viable. Yeah, isn't that everybody's dream? That's my dream. If you want to make me economically viable, you can go to my Patreon account, Patreon, or send money to lewisschaffer.gmail.com. lewisschaffer.pr@gmail.com. And go at PayPal. Off you go, Lewis. Can you come back later if you want? Listen, don't worry about me, Joodles. I'm all right. Don't worry about me. I'm just slowing down a bit. You want to talk amongst yourselves, you can. You're a fire horse, Simon. Why is Simon a fire horse? I don't know what that comes from. Thank you, Joy. My health is paramount. Yeah, maybe it is. Terrahawks, Family Nest, Bertha, and more. These are the bands that you used to like. Yes, Harry Chapin. But so didn't Jim Croce died very young, Archie Loom. We must prioritize Lewis's health over our entertainment, Joy Ellis. Thank you, Galactus. I like hearing this, but you don't have to. With the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the boot. He died in a car accident. Yeah, in the 8s. Yeah, I think he was even younger than that. When did he? Yeah, maybe he did. We do worry about you. Well, I worry about you. You know, it's just I do worry. You know, I worry about it. Little and often. My name is Al, which looks like AI. So Al. You need your glasses here. Yeah, AI looks like Al, and vice versa. I become partial to iced tea, though the stuff here is full of sugar. So make it yourself. I make it myself. I put 1 teaspoon of sugar in usually. I had 2 cups of two tea bags. Maybe that's why I'm feeling this way. I've had too many tea bags. You know, way too many tea bags. My gran was just a Victorian, says Pete Transport, as she was born when Victoria was still on the throne. Yeah, so are you going to call me Elizabethan because I was born in 1957? Lewis, with my health, ended up in the hospital so many times with dehydration. Starts with slurred speech. At least my friend helps. I urge you to look after yourself. Don't be an idiot like me. Now, maybe that's a good point. Maybe I'll just get a glass of water. I guess, yeah. That's a good point, Joy Earls. Yeah, and maybe I should do my blood pressure. I'm going to do my blood pressure. You've seen it here. You've seen me slow down. I I needed to take a break, and we're going to see if the blood pressure works. Because we're told blood pressure is super, super important. I'll be back in a second. See you later. I'm going to close the door. Okay. Okay, hey, I'm back. I'm gonna have a special treat. I'll start with something special. Which is for the doctors here. Okay. Okay, well, I'm not talking, but I should be talking. This is not measuring my blood glucose, because my blood glucose level is low. I don't really need to measure it. I should order more things. This is to measure my uric acid levels. Okay? And the way you measure, anybody else know anything about uric acid? You got a little bit of blood coming out. Can you see the blood? And then we put this here. I mean, you can't really see this, really. Okay, so we're measuring this. You ready? 5, 4. This measures uric acid, gout, possibly gout. Well, it's related to gout. 475. You could do the math on that. I've got high uric acid levels. Why do I have high uric acid levels? I got high uric acid levels. Uric acid level makes your muscles burn when you work out. Well, it comes from the muscles. It doesn't come from muscles. It comes from eating muscles. It also comes from eating sugar and stuff like that. So maybe that's why my blood pressure is so high, because I've got very high uric acid. I had eggs and beef, and I had an ounce of yeah. So what are you stressed out about, Joe? You're going to the doctor tomorrow. The thing you brought to Andrew Doyle, yeah, I use it myself. This is probably I need to make it lower. I don't know how to particularly make it lower. Okay, I'm going to measure. Do I have to talk while I'm doing this? Ulrika Johnson acid. I actually met her once. She was quite beautiful. I met her about 20 years ago. Do you live in a chemist's? I don't live in a chemist's. Is that to me? I don't live in a chemist. I bought this myself. It cost about 35 pounds. But I think 42. You divide it by 60, and it's 7. Wait, 7 times 6 is 480. It's like 7. It's a bit high. It's not uric acid is not blood acidity, but I also have very high ferritin levels. But the doctors are more worried about me eating this meat stuff. But I had high ferritin levels before. I had gout before. I had all this stuff before. If Lewis takes a piss test, I'm out of here. Well, I actually have an appointment to take a piss test. I might go in there tomorrow. Okay, I'm pressing this. Should I be talking while this is going on? Okay, I'm gonna have to talk because I was lectured that if I don't talk, I lose people. I lose people. I'm measuring. You can't see this right now, but I'm measuring. I'm measuring my. I'm measuring my. Can you see that? What did Alan say that was funny? If Lewis, yeah, that is funny. Okay, I think my talking may be kicking it over the edge. It's getting tight. That's what this does. Yeah, I can do it. Thank you. Or Carrie, even funny. Or a pregnancy test. If I'm doing a pregnancy test, then Alan. People like the Alan joke. Me doing the urine test. I mean, maybe you'd want to see it. I don't know what you'd want. Should we all be doing your blood pressure regularly? That's a good question. I don't really. Yeah, maybe we should. I've taken it thousands and thousands of times. Do you do the poo test that comes through the post? Yeah, I do that. Yeah, checking for blood. Checking for blood. Yeah. Okay. The dead leg thing. What is the dead leg? First of all, are you fat again? I can't keep track of. How much extra weight do you have on you? Maybe you should just try to lose that, to go low carb. Do that. Okay. Okay. Well, that's the figure there. I mean, I'm going to take it again. What are we doing here? What's going on over here? Here we go. Can you all see that? Can you see that? 146 over 97, 55. I mean, this might be good. It might, I'm taking the losartan. I'm going to do it again. I'm taking this. That's a little high. It's a little high, but it's not 220 over 125. There you go. So Jerry Shepherdini is in town. Thank you. Welcome back. The dead leg thing. Hello, Jerry. Can you... Yeah. So here we go. This is 177. This is 177 over 96. This is 177 over 96 at 55 beats a minute. I mean, that means my heart rate is up about, 10%. 10%. 146 over 97 is very good. I don't know. Do any of you people have this? Do any of you people have a blood pressure measuring thing? Maybe you should be doing it. Where is Lucy? I suffer from low blood. Maybe she's dead. Boy, that's so sad. I suffer from low blood pressure, but I think it's because I don't drink enough water. They're always saying it's something. Maybe that's why I'm feeling a bit dizzy, because my blood pressure is very low for me. Maybe 145 is not... not cheese, Russ. Russ. She was flirting with Russ. I suffer from low blood pressure. Right. I don't know. I think it could be. It could be that maybe 145 is very low for me. And that because my heart rate is only 55 beats a minute. Okay. This it says 166 over 53. I mean, do you see how variable it is? How variable the blood pressure is? It's like too variable. I'm going to take it one more time. I know this is horrible. Good point. Lucy could be landing at JFK as we speak. We don't know where people go and what they're doing with their time. We don't know. My pulse is too high at 75. I'm just sitting watching this stream. Well, I could see if you're watching the stream, you're thinking, oh my God, what the hell is this guy doing? You're right. I think it's interesting. But maybe my blood pressure is too low. Maybe I need super high blood pressure in order to keep my mind going, basically. Look up low heart rate and hypertension. I have looked it up. I've looked it up many, many times. I've got a factor, which is you multiply your pulse by your heart rate. No, not by pulse. Sorry, your pulse by the top pressure, the systolic. I'm just thinking of Lewis, Joodles, says Galactus. Lucy's in prison for watching this. It comes to us all. Could be. You get kicked. You know, I don't know. She was banned from Twitter for a while, so that could be it. I'm drinking a little water in the next. A little water, then test. Okay, maybe that's the way to do it. Okay. 150 over 100, 59 beats a minute. I'm feeling a bit better. So what is the, I'm going to just drink a bit of water. I'm going to drink it in a little bit. Hold on. What am I looking up? When I move in with you, Lewis, thank you, Carrie, I'm going to take the batteries out of that bloody BP monitor. Yeah, you could take the batteries out, but I've got it. It's on a wire. I bought a wire for it because I've done thousands. Yeah. Haven't we all been banned from X, Joodles says? I'm on my 4th account. Yeah, you got to, yeah. But even X is not as bad as it used to be. Remember how bad it was? Surely the fact that it changes every 10 seconds would render any test pointless. Lud. I'm going to read this again. Surely the fact that my blood pressure test changes it, and I've got another device too, and I had a third device, makes the test pointless. Yeah, I think that's why I'm questioning the test. You know, I mean, it makes sense. The problem with this test is it's any person's. I know this is not that interesting. I need 2 magnesium tabs every day. Put it in my drip when I'm in the hospital. Yeah, I take 2 magnesium tabs too. 1,000. Maybe that's not enough. Maybe it's not the right kind. I take magnesium glycinate. Maybe it's magnesium glycinate. Basically. Okay. I've had 2 for my back. What have you had for your back? I'm not shouting men aren't women loudly enough. Kinsey, you're not shouting that. I've never been banned. Oh, well, this is the thing. You're not shouting men aren't women loudly enough. Yeah. Good job, Judas. Love that. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're telling us don't be shouting it. I could be the machine playing up a little bit. It could be the machine. Yeah, it could be the machine. Steve Cuff says, Joe says, I've had 2 for my back. Okay, didn't make any difference. Had ops in the end. But the left leg is still dodgy. Yeah, but we gotta lose weight and be thin. I hurt my knee. My knee was killed. I had knee surgery, and then the pain didn't really go away that badly. And then I lost the weight, and I don't have any pain in my knee. So DSP says my blood pressure was 138 over 68. Then I took it again, and it was 125 over 76. That's a really big variable. And then you go into the doctor, you're so nervous, and then they give you the prescription for the pill. You get banned for pointing out the obvious to people. Yeah, because they're telling us a lie, because Team World wants us to believe a lie. That's what they do. They give you the big lie, Team World. That's what Kerry Mack says. And she's young, so she knows what she's talking about. It could be the machine playing up a bit. How old are you, Kerry Mack, again? Oh, my God, Steve Cuff. Your left leg dead forever. Glad. Okay. Oh, your left leg is dead forever. Kind of glad. Not just me. It ruined my life. Yeah, it's really bad. Well, let's pray for for Joe. I'm not a believer in God, but let's pray for Joe, or wish Joe luck. She goes to the doctor later. Let's do that. Perfect song. Timur wants us to believe millions of lies. The emperor has no clothes. Yeah, yeah. Kerry Mack says the perfect song for politicians to tell lies. Politicians, perfect song for politicians is "Tell Me Lies." Is that Dire Straits, or is that what's her name? Yes, Fleetwood Mac. It's not even Fleetwood Mac. Tell me lies, tell me. I think that's just a Stevie Nicks song. Not dead, but dodgy. Some days are good. Some days I have to stay in bed. I just make the most of it when you can. Steve, I forgot, how heavy are you, Steve? Are you eating a low-carb diet? Maybe just try that. Sweet Little Lies. That's that song, sorry. Sweet Little Lies, tell me. Yeah, that's her. She was like so beautiful. She was a great girl, and then she basically ruined what's his name, who was a great writer. 11 stone, 5'10". Yeah. Are you eating a high carb diet? I know I've been through this before. Are you eating this before? Are you eating a high carb diet? Yes, that one. Yeah, it's a great song. I wasn't into them. I was into them a little bit. I was into that Tusk song. Remember the Tusk song? And You're Shrinking. Okay, so it's not carbs. It can be something else. What can it be? What can it be? What can it be, Steve? About right, Steve. Yeah, that's about right, but he's in pain. He can't get out of bed. Watching Patrick Christie's The Truth About Migrant Crisis documentary yesterday was very interesting. Well, it's good that we know it. I mean, it's good that we know it. Tango in the Night album, Fleetwood Mac. I don't know. They did a lot of great stuff. They did one really great album, and then they started to have sex with each other, or they started not having sex with each other. They started to have sex with people they shouldn't have had sex with, and the whole thing went to pot. But that song, Tusk, why don't you tell me? I am just having turmeric and ginger tea. Is that good for me? I would say no. Ginger, no. These are toxic things. Ginger is toxic. It's toxic. It probably makes you feel better because it's got toxicity, and toxicity alerts the system. It's like being maybe, somebody doing something to you, and then you feel better when they stop. It's a nerve issue in my lower back. Had an op, but the nerve was permanently damaged in order to separate it from a crumpled disc. Yeah, it could be that. Okay. I mean, that's a real stuff that needs to be handled by the NHS, I guess. Ginger is toxic. Yes, it is. Google it. Google, is ginger toxic? I'll Google it here. Is ginger toxic? Is ginger... First of all, it's a plant. It's toxic. Is ginger toxic? Okay, I'm coming back. I'm gaining strength again. But the water helped. Is it toxic to humans? No, ginger is not generally toxic. I love that, generally. What does that mean? When consumed in normal amounts. What is a normal amount? However, a high dose of ginger supplements may have some side effects and potential risks, especially for certain people. This is how they lie to you. They say it's not always toxic. Is a bullet always toxic? Nah, it's not always toxic. Okay, when consumed in normal amounts. Well, maybe one bullet you could be okay, but 2 or 5, it's not. You shouldn't have 2 or 5 bullets. Okay, as part of normal amounts. We don't know what normal amounts are. But if you have higher doses of ginger supplements, you may have some side effects. It's toxic. Rumors. That was the album, Rumors. Trying to get... What are you doing? Who are you trying to? Fleetwood Mac went through numerous lineups from 1967 onwards. Yeah, I've seen all the documentaries about that, Simon. They did an amazing job. They kept being fresh. They lost people, added people. And, they had Peter Green. Was Peter Green, or was he in Pink Floyd? Who was the one? One was in One was Peter Green, and the other was I'm sorry, I have. Okay. If ginger wanted to be eaten, it wouldn't look like a mutant turd and be impossible to peel. Yes, good point. Very funny, Alan Williams. I would love a ginger right now. My favorite brand of girl. Yeah, I was in love with a ginger girl. Yeah, they can be very beautiful. They can be very beautiful. I've got an entire packet of those really dear dark chocolate ginger. I love ginger biscuits. How can you not love them? You go to IKEA, right? Don't they have ginger biscuits in IKEA? Lorna is a redhead, so there you go. Lorna is my love. Steve, no Auburn, like Julia Roberts, but highlighted. So you're Auburn. Auburn, I colored my hair when I was at Scott Auburn. Auburn's a good color. But then again, it's like we're just going to have dark hair sometime in the future. We're basically obliterating. But, there are worse things than that. I like ginger, but Marianne was more my type. Thank you, JD. What is that from? I like ginger, but Marianne was more my type. The honest to God truth, I like ginger too. She just struck me as being so nice. And she was attainable. You didn't think that ginger from Gilligan's Island. Peter Green until 1970 in Fleetwood Mac. Right. Who was the guy in Pink Floyd? Who was the guy in Pink Floyd? Peter Green in Fleetwood Mac. Who is the Gilligan's Island? That's right, exactly. Who is the singer who left Pink Floyd? Who then had like a nervous overdose of drugs or something bad happened to him? Do you remember that guy? Am I speaking to you? Can you hear this, people? I'm actually talking to you. Yeah, you. Yeah, you. I have dark brown eyes on my mom's side of the family. Yeah, very beautiful. Gilmore, no, he's the lead guy. But who is the guy who Gilmore replaced? Who's the guy? We all know the Sid Barrett, that's right. How come I can't remember any of these things? Like the pressure is so strong. Sid Barrett. Amazing story. Pink Floyd, I've seen a lot. I didn't like Pink Floyd. I liked them, a few of the songs I liked. They were a bit artistic for me. I was a punk rocker too, and they were, I don't know, but they weren't called prog rock. What kind of rock were they? You're brownie blonde with blue eyes. All right, beautiful. How old are you, Kinsey? Just don't answer that question. Don't answer that question. Don't answer that. Brownie blonde with blue eyes. Careful with that axe, Eugene. Who's a crazy guy? Derek Berry is here. Sid Barrett. Thank you. He's a new one. I didn't even recognize the name. I didn't even look at the name. Derek Barry. Where are you from, Derek? Thank you for joining us and providing the information. Lorna Hutchison I've got greeny blue eyes. Delicious. They're all delicious. You're like such beautiful girls. DEFCON UK says Sid Barrett too. Simon Arnold says Sid Barrett. Yeah, that's the right answer. I'm so impressed you put the accent on that, JDM. What accent did you put on? Lorna, you're unusual. You're lovely. Sid Barrett was a crazy guy. He was brilliant. And then what did he do? He went away. Shine on you, you crazy diamond. Yeah, that's right. Sorry about that. That was the song. We're all brownie blonde. Comes out of a bottle. Could be. Yeah, you put a little effort into it. I mean, maybe a bit too much. Derek, where are you from, Derek? Yeah, exactly. Too much LSD. Yeah, could that have been the cause? Could somebody have tried to murder him? Who knows what it is? Kinsey has never dyed her hair. Oh, don't dye it. And gray hair can be so beautiful. So there you go. Cheers, Lewis. I'm from Manchester now, but I live in Wiltshire. Okay, what did you make a few extra pounds? Is that what happens? Or some woman dragged you there? Was the military? What's in Wiltshire? The military. So yeah, that's my question. I mean, people color their hair. They dye their hair. I colored my. I don't know if you look on Google, you'll say Lewis Schaffer with dark hair. You got a million pictures, and I don't think I looked that great. I didn't. Metal was the start of the great Pink Floyd era in 1971. Yeah. Yeah, but they had really great songs from the earlier days. They were a proper 1960s Beatlesque pop band, a little bit more flavor and light shows and colors and things like that. Have five, okay, mine too. Have five languages enabled, and God knows what comes out sometimes. Do you speak five languages, Joodles? That's really good that you do. You only really like money, Joe says. Is that true? Oh, that's the band. Money. Yeah, Money, that song. Lovely, Lorna. My daughter and eyes look brown, but have green in them up close. Yeah, that's really lovely. That's really lovely. But you know what kind of eyes are the most beautiful in a woman? Can I tell you what they are? Eyes that look at me. Yeah. Spirulina and chlorella, algae, superfoods. Yeah, they're not necessarily. They're plants. They're plants. And they have high in lectins. I would say no. I would say stay away from. They're also dry. Arnold Lane, that's the song. See Emily play. Yeah, these were great songs. Come to bed eyes. Yes, those are the most beautiful eyes. You charmer, Lewis, laugh out loud. Well, that was meant exactly for you, Joy Earls. You looking into my eyes, or me looking into your eyes, and you're not turning your head. Yeah, I looked at Spirit, whatever it's called, and I looked at those stuff, and I don't want to be scientific with any glass eye. Yeah, a glass eye. Yeah. I mean, that's the problem. The problem is you don't want to add scientists to eating. You want simple food, uncooked beef. That's what you want. You're a poet, mate. Those eyes cry every night. Those eyes, they cry every night for you. What is that? Is that the Guess Who from Canada? Her eyes are a blue million miles. I don't know that song. Two eyes are always a bonus. Yeah, because you can see parallax. You can see the girl coming. Or I can see her fist aiming for my face. I have my mother's eyes in a jar. That's a bit creepy, but all right. Kinsey is laughing. Still laughing. I love this is the nicest part of the show because people aren't typing a million things per second. A million things. Are you typing a million things? You charmer, Lewis. Next, he will be breaking out the Barry White. Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll break it out so you can listen to it and you can feel all romantic and stuff. You know? I mean, girls are great. Girls are great. They're great. And I've got a list. I've got a list of all the girls. I've got a to-do-you list. That's what Lucy came up with, a to-do-you list. A list of the girls that I'm going to do. Jules is not on that list. Jules is not on that list. I don't remember. I don't want to name a Barry White song and I'll sing it. She's not. Jules is not on my list. She's on top of the list. She's A, and the other ones start at 1, 2, 3. If it ever gets too hectic, I believe you have the facility to slow down the chat. Well, I have, and I have the facility. It's that blood pressure meter. It's not the right thing. All the girls fighting over you laugh out loud. Yeah, it's not that funny though. It's really great. It gets funny until you say, "I thought you loved me. I thought you loved me, Lewis." Why did you ban Lucy? I did not ban Lucy. We don't know. Maybe Lucy's been blocked. Whatever. We don't know. My first myasthenia. That's the song. You're my first, my something, my everything. That's a song. But Barry White was fat and ugly, but girls loved him. Did they love him? They just loved his music. Lucy's husband banned her. Okay, does she have a husband? I wasn't paying attention. I do hope Lucy is okay anyway. Yeah, well, what can we do? I mean, go check on Twitter and at Lucy. Yeah, that's pretty funny there. What is myasthenia? What does that mean again? It's like some kind of heart condition. But I do hope Lucy is okay. I mean, Lucy, you don't know. People just disappear. Lucy Van Pelt. Lucy is a guy that just happens to love peanuts. Could be. You don't know what people are. You have no idea. I could be a girl too. Maybe I could have been a girl. Don't forget the mince and mash that button, folks. Yeah, I appreciate that. Has anybody liked this stream? Like the stream. Please like the stream. In the sky with Lucy in the sky. Yeah, it's a good name, Lucy. It's a good name. Well, we have Lucy. We've got friends who are Lucy's. I love Lucy's. You couldn't be a girl, Lewis. Why couldn't I be a girl, Joodles? Are you trying to get into a fight with me? Lucy is in the sky with diamonds. Yeah. Sadly, people's lives don't revolve around this show. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, we're losing. I don't know. Is the show not getting as interesting as it was? I do hope Lucy is getting lots of material for his one-man show. It is helping me, this show. Does she work at a smoothie bar? Juicy Lucy. I don't know. Speak of yourself, Mark. Lucy Lastic. Is that a song? Derek Berry. Is that a song? I don't know if it is. Also, remember what I said. I said if you have to leave, you can just leave. You don't have to make a big to-do about it. You know, as people have said goodbye, Lewis, and I don't say anything. That doesn't mean I don't miss them. I'm always here, Kinsey. There's laughter into my life. Okay, that's very good. Lorna says, great minds, Steve Cuff. That's nice of her to say that to you. Kinsey, thumbs up. Okay, so what did Kinsey say that was so funny? What did she say? Something. Did you delete it? Kinsey is laughing too. Let's look up with Kinsey. Kinsey has started the Discord thing, so go to the Discord thing. Go to the disco thing. Go to the disco thing. Wishful thinking. God knows how we all got here. Half Armenian. That's what HA means. 34. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. I have 44. Okay. I have 44. 44 people watching. Yeah, 44. Okay. Yeah. So what is the point I'm making? Do you see the picture of me? What did you get? What did you get, producer? Have you seen Freddie Starr singing Vincent? Hilarious. I've never seen it. Anyway, who was your ex, Lewis? I don't want to reveal her. It's not. I'm not interested. You're half Armenian. That's what you are. No, that's what I don't know. I just. We're gonna have another break in 5 minutes. I think every hour on the hour of a break. Do your blood pressure. You know, I mean, this is not. It's not about me now. Now it's just like background noise. Just do it now. Turn the other channel off. Are you speaking to me? She could tell me. Oh yes, yes. Sorry. You could say, Lewis, turn the other thing off. Because one I'm watching on live on Streamlab, and the other one I'm watching. Why are you talking to? I'm talking to the producer. He's in the other room. Thank you, Simon Arnold. He's in the other room. So what do I do? That was the question in my mind. What do I do about people trashing me on disability? The disability people trashing me. They're not all horrible. Echo and the Bunnymen, what happened there? Oh my God, Echo and the Bunnymen. Thank you, Steve. That's one of my favorite bands, Echo and the Bunnymen. Love them. Sack the producer. The problem is I've taken over his workspace. And he doesn't want me to take over. Disbed. But go to the Discord chat. At least don't apologize. Yeah, I'm not apologizing. Was Lucy Juicy a band in the 1970s? You do nothing about people trashing you. The quicker you let it go, the quicker they get bored and bugger off. Yeah, maybe you're right. And these are people who need a lot of attention. I shouldn't even be talking about it. Don't apologize. Let's carry on with you. Killing Moon. That is a great, great song. Archie Gloom is back. Thank you. Yet they do seem to have... it isn't worried me, but it could be worried me because, you know, if you're called a eugenicist Nazi or a Nazi eugenicist, is you're basically saying that you want to kill people. And when people call you that, they're thinking about killing you. I shouldn't even say that. As a disability person, don't change anything. Thank you very much, Alan. Most of us are disabled people. We're all disabled. I was disabled. I was told I had depression and I should take a pill for it. Okay? just back from Glastonbury, made a point of avoiding the Stephen Frost Improv All-Stars. Stephen Frost is a lovely guy. Lovely bloke, though. He is, in real life, a lovely, lovely, great guy. He lives right down the road from me. He's performed on some of my shows. Stephen Frost is a great guy. His wife died. That was so, so sad. She was like lovely. She was lovely, too. It's impossible for you to be called that given your background. Well, maybe you can be. But I'm going to tell you something. That's a good point, Kinsey. Ian Bunker is here. Hey, Ian. He was the one who said just back from Glastonbury. But Kinsey said, like I say, anybody who calls you something bad, it's usually them. So just think, if someone calls you greedy fool, that means they're a greedy fool. There was a disability bill protest in Bristol, and the poster advertised it as Crips Unite. What does that mean? A Crips Unite. What does that mean? Nonstick Nick. Names are worthless now. They have no meaning, but it means something about the person who's using them if they're using it against them. Sorry to hear about Stephen. Have supped pints with him at the right down the road at the Palmerston in East Dulwich, nice pub. Oh, so you don't mean, did I spell that properly? Crips. Oh, okay, yeah. Are we allowed to use that word? We're all CRIPLES. I am psychologically damaged. I'm psychologically damaged. I was told I should go. I was told I was depressed back in New York, and I could get money for the rest of my life. Maybe I should have taken it. Okay? It's a derogatory term. And I call you fat. And I was fat. And people didn't call me fat. They should have called me fat. Well, actually, Rose said I was fat. But people didn't call me fat. And it could be a loving thing. And people, yeah. Yeah, that's what it means, Lorna. That's what it means. Don't feed the trolls. Ignore them. And you know what? I hate to say this because a lot of you people might be on this same. Some of you people might be saying, I'm left wing, I'm Team World, I'm a globalist, I support. But they're all in the same team, which is a high carb team, which weakens people psychologically. Are you still fat, Phil? No, you're not. You're only 5'9", aren't you? In the UK, I could get a car for free. Okay, Steve Cuff, you're the number one fan. Who's the number one fan? Okay. What was your first catchphrase? Was it "You shut up"? No, that's what Cressida and Andrew Doyle said. It was a funny line. You shut up. You shut up. That's what they used to say. No, my first catchphrase was basically, "I'm not gay. I'm not gay." Well, it was funny. It was funny. It was funny. Only because the others have left the chat. Okay. It doesn't exist. Was the catchphrase. When did I say that? Oh, about the Holocaust. That wasn't my first one, but that was an early one. That's funny. I support whoever puts Britain first. That's me. Because if we don't be a position of strength, how can we be expected to look after others? Exactly right. If you're not for yourself, who are you for? If you're only for yourself, right, what are you? You don't want to be only for yourself. I don't want to be only for myself. I don't think anyone in this chat is Team World, Lewis. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. Or you could be, what do you call that? The Venn diagram. We could be in the middle, basically. So do you live near me, Ian Bunker? Do I know you, Ian Bunker? It's a non-story. Was also Lewis's. It's a non-story. I didn't mean it as a catchphrase. I'm just saying a lot of these stories, what are we doing sitting there talking about them? Chickens have feathers. That's not a story. Not for the self, but prioritized. If it's only for me, who am I? But if I'm not for myself, or it's the other way around. We got to be for us. We got to be for ourselves first. Now, not now. You live on Hinderman's Road. That's a very small road in East Dulwich, is it not? A non-story. Take a drink, everyone. Yeah. And people laughed at this. But a lot of the other comics, they thought, oh, that's not funny. Where's the joke in that? That's not funny. The truth is, followed by neither point. Or the truth, yeah. But you want to make a point, don't you want to make a point? Non-stick Nick, non-story. Who said that? Joodles. The point is, yeah, I want to make a point. And maybe I don't have a point at the beginning of the sentence. I don't have a point because I haven't said the sentence before. I don't know what I'm going to say. They wouldn't be here if they were. Okay. Team World was you, Lewis. Well, in a way, maybe I don't think they expected that. They knew what I was all about. Andrew knew what I was all about. I was anti-COVID, anti-climate change. They knew it. I wasn't the whatever. My brother lived on Barry Road. Yeah, it's one of the longest, straightest roads in London, with some beautiful houses, but it was so straight. I used to walk up and down that hill all the time. It was just too long. Arguably, Andrew J. Lederer was a finer comedian, but without your stamina. Andrew J. Lederer, very funny dude. How do you know Andrew J.? How do you know him? Okay, but he's great, but he's in America. And I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth next is exactly what they need you on that, why they need on that channel. Yeah, because you don't know. Because I could say anything. And like what I said about the disabled people. I wasn't. Follow Lewis for great health advice. This is what Noat and I said. I'm going to put a notice up in the doctor's office. Follow Lewis Schaffer for great health advice. Yeah. Some doctors are great, but they aren't all great. The point is, buys time to find the point. It's great. Yeah, but you got to. People, they want like genius minds who have everything scripted, and it's so boring. As I think it is. Hello, Pete just got back. Back from eating my steak, cheeses, sausages, and mushrooms. Yeah, 95. I mean, I have no problems with mushrooms. Not too many gingers, though, Crocs. You have been warned. What does that mean? Okay, what did he say? I don't know what that means. The point is, Derek, this is a safe-ish place to rant. It is safe-ish, but, we have to make sure we're ranting the right way. You had roast duck. That's also brilliant. Roast duck, very Chinesey. Okay, not too many Chinese. Raw steak. Raw steak. Did you have raw steak? But I try to eat as raw as I can. And I don't eat. Let me just get some more water. Hold on, I'm going to get a glass of water. It's been another hour. Okay, talk amongst yourselves. I do listen. I am listening to you, Columbus. I am listening. Okay, where are we? I got we. That's a funny empty chair. I think, yeah, it's funny. Okay, I could eat a peach for hours. One peach? Or is that the song? Okay, we're back on food. Well, that's the Lewis Schaffer show is about food. I'm drinking water and I'm feeling much better. Maybe I was dehydrated. Who was the person who said that they were dehydrated? Joe, is that what you said? Yeah, we need to drink water, but only when we're dehydrated. You shouldn't just drink it for the sake of drinking it. Yes, crispy duck with Chinese pancakes. That's a family favorite. I love that. Who does not love it with a little bit of cucumber in it? And that sauce, that Hojian, whatever the sauce is you put on that, it's amazing. That's amazing. What does the sign say? The sign says, "Are you on Twitter with me, Alan?" Does this go over here? It says Lewis Schaffer on Twitter. Thank you very much. Mine's Aldi. I love Aldi, but I don't go to Aldi that much. I go to Lidl, and Lidl, I like Lidl. It's got stuff you could buy stuff in the center aisles. And you could buy. I wish I wasn't carby because you know what I love. I love those Christmas. What are those things? They're made with almonds or something, and they're hard. Or I don't even know. Duck fat is one of my favorite spoonerisms. Duck fat, duck fat, duck fat. I know what a spoonerism is, or I used to know. I've looked it up so many times. What is a spooner? Spoonerism comes from an Ohio guy, Derek Barry, typical TV celeb. Talk amongst yourselves while I get paid. The one that always gets me is when they say, "Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back." Well, I mean, aren't I allowed to take a break, Derek? You know, I'm allowed to take a break just for a couple of minutes. How long is that break? 2 minutes. I walked in the other room. I got yelled at. Could you hear me being yelled at? I should have turned the sound off, and you could have continued to talk. But I think it's so funny to have the chair here, have an empty chair, and this little. You go for one thing and spend money on the shite you didn't know you needed from the middle aisle. Yeah, it's fantastic. I bought some great tools from there. Lots of great stuff. What was John Cleese like, and what did he smell of? John Cleese, Stalin. That's exactly right. The Stalin. That's exactly right, Daryl M. A round of applause for Daryl M. John Cleese is old, but he's like fully formed, and he has an opinion. He didn't like being yelled at. They yelled at him because he made a joke about London being, horrible, not the way he remembered it. And that's the way it is as we get older. As we get older, we don't like the changes. Crisps are cheaper on the same brand. Tesco's double the cost. This cheap stuff, I buy my meat there, $10 or $11 a kilo in Lidl, but it is really, really great, Kinsey. I went to Lidl for an under-sink cabinet and came out with a rotisserie chicken. Yeah, because you see it, it's cheap, and you take it home. And you know it's good because it's German. Like, I don't want to say anything bad about Morrison's. I like Morrison's, but there's something, sometimes it doesn't look as good as it could look. And my Morrison's, and remember, my Morrison's is being rebuilt. It's in Peckham. It's being rebuilt, so maybe they're not spending any money to make it better, maybe. Who is scandalous? Who's flirting with each other, Joodles? Who did I miss? I want to see. I would like you guys to find love with each other. I'd like you to say, yeah, go out with you. 46. Thanks, Kinsey. Gushing with excitement. Ian Bunker, I'd love to know what things and people smell like. Yeah, you do. He didn't smell to me. And he looked good. He didn't look that great. You're in your 80s. He didn't look Paul McCartney great. But he looked, or Ringo Starr great, but he looked pretty good. And he was funny and making jokes, and he probably thought I was incredibly irritating, basically, because I lecture people. I've talked to him the same way I'm talking to you. And people who are very successful do not like to be spoken to this way. They don't. People are always coming up to them and telling them stuff. Maybe. Some fruit from Morrison's not as good as elsewhere. Yeah, but fruit, yeah. I mean, it's not that bad. I like Morrison's. But it's a huge store, the Peckham one. Who is discreetly okay? Yes, I am well known for it in my family. What are you well known for, Lorna? You've missed all of this. We're now at 47. But sorry, Joe's been a bit quiet today. Let me go back up and see this thing. I missed it because I was away for 2 minutes. But sorry, period. Capital, been a bit quiet today. A bit quiet today. Just need to do the leg. What is going on? Period. Thing tomorrow. Period. And I'll be back in the room. Okay. Well, you'll be back. Okay. You'll be back. Good. Everybody, as I said, good luck to Joe. How am I not number one in top fans? You're not, because, I don't know, you are. You can be number one in top fans. I think that I've got quite a few fans, but maybe I'm your top fan. Nor should Steve Kupf. It seems you are both completely got away with all of us. I'm missing the conversation there. Okay. Neither one of us, according to Steve Kupf, neither one of us is apologizing. You can't apologize. That's the problem with the world today. You want to apologize. You hurt somebody's feelings. You don't care who they are, even if you wanted to hurt their feelings. But you cannot apologize to people. You and Steve, Kerry, because Steve and you, yeah, Kerry is a huge fan. So is Lindsay. You're all good fans. I'm happy to see you. Love you too. Yeah, Judith is wishing you love, Joe. And Kinsey, yeah, good luck to the people who are healthy. I'm sure it will go well. Maybe it won't go well. Let's pray that it'll go well. Don't be sure. Because it's you need to worry. Worry stops bad things from happening. You told me the McCanns did it. And until then, I didn't know that. Yes, I believe. I don't know if they did it. I don't know. I don't think they went out of their way to kill the kid. But I don't think the kid was kidnapped. And I think that they were bad parents. Am I allowed to say they're bad parents? Let them sue me for calling them bad parents. Your number one job as an adult, we're talking about the McCanns, as an adult with kids is to make sure your kid doesn't die. Right? Okay? You have to make sure. Lewis, Steve and I have been discussing a couple of things incognito. Okay, go on. Talk as you will. Click on the crown mark. What does that mean? What happens when you click on the crown? Oh, these are the top fans. McCuff, Kerry, Alan Williams, Simon, Joe Sanders. Where's Judel? She's not even a top one. Or you have a different name. Galactus, V8P. Maltese guy, Maltese Phil, Dame Claire, she's not here. She's fantastic. Ludd is fantastic. He said some fantastic things tonight. Kerry Mack, relatively new, original Virgo. Could that be N8 Virgo? I don't know. But that's really brilliant. That's really great to see this thing. How many do we have? There's 39 people listening. Sister of the Knights. Who is Sister of the Knights? T from J. These are people. And they're I appreciate you being here. Good ones don't leave kids alone that young in a strange hotel room. Totally right, Kinsey. Your kid is dead. You did a bad job. Okay? The top of 7 never gave statements. Why didn't they give statements? They were all called up. Right? Bad. 45 people, Judels. Thank you. Lewis, have you ever stabbed the cat? Is that a euphemism for something? I don't know. I had a cat that died myself. My father stepped on a cat. Very horrible. I was number 2 fan for most of the show, but then I started playing some video games while listening to Lewis in the background. Them's the breaks. I don't judge you based on this crown that comes up here. I'm not judging you. I do appreciate it. Vicky, who's Armitage Biddy, Sister of the Night. Sister of the Night is one of my many names. People have many names. Many names. I didn't know that was you for days and days, Vicky. I would have loved to know because she's one of my favorite people. And her husband, or are you married? You're not married. Craig, they're married. She's beautiful and he's youthful looking. He's still beautiful. You're still beautiful. Yeah. What is, yeah. They left him well out for dinner. And they say it was just over there. It wasn't just over there. It wasn't. And it planted, and what it did was, the bad things that came out of that, all the people who were afraid of letting their kids play outside, that they had to be followed around. I followed my kids around. The mother of my children was like in a panic over this thing. And the whole of everybody was in a panic. Oh my God, their kid. And the truth is that, no, would you kidnap a toddler or a baby? No, you wouldn't. Maybe a baby, but you wouldn't kidnap a toddler. As kids get older and older, no one's interested in this. And people got mad at me. They got really mad at me because I said I thought they were cheating. Anyway, the Purple Crown, there's one. Yeah. So this is good. We're doing really well. Thank you, Simon. Do you remember Ponton saying baby crying is a chalet number 26? I don't know what that means. What is that? Is that from playing the game? Whatever the thing was? What is the game? I can't remember the game. What is the game? Exactly. They left the baby. You do not leave the baby. But I don't even think they left the baby because they knew the baby was D-E-A-D. That's what I think. Am I allowed to say this? Because everybody, the whole country became on let's protect these two people. You know why? Because they're middle class, maybe. Maybe because they were involved with with the top people and the call, and they within the shortest period of time they called up the big bosses and saying we're under pressure, and the big bosses in Britain came through. It's a spin the bottle kind of thing from school. Maybe second base in the USA could be. I don't know. It's not. I never heard of it. I'm not sure what the bases are. Second base is, I think. First base is kissing. Second base is touching. Third base, I'm not going to say what it is. The door was left open in the room and not locked. And then you know what happened. You know what happened. I don't even know if we're allowed to discuss this. But people hated on me for saying this. She went back and she saw that someone had supposedly taken the child, right? And she had two other children in the room. Two other children in the room. And so she thinks, this is what she says she thought. She thought, I'm just going to leave my two little babies in the room and go get help. I've had kids before. When somebody takes one of your kids, you do not leave the other kids behind. Even if they're huge, you take them with me. Baby crying in the chalet with a number chalked on it. Is that what 26 is? Okay, yeah. Thank you. Not going for amputation, not doing it. Don't go for an amputation. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, Joe, don't do that. Not doing it. Though I don't know much about it, but don't do it. Switch the diet, Joe. Try the diet thing. See if that works. You owe it to yourself. Okay? Not losing my leg yet. No, you're not. And you're going to spend, I'm going to spend two months on a carb-free diet. It's not worth it. You got to fight for carb-free. Are there any bases anymore? Maybe not. I mean, what are the bases? What is third base? What is home? Home is like everything. I don't know. No. I mean, British women, they go out on the pull. That's what they would say. I'm going out on the pull. And you think to yourself, why do women need to go out on the pull? You don't need to pull. You just stand there. A guy will come up to you. Don't put any work into it. Because they want to go have a summit of high quality, I guess. Pontins was a holiday camp for chavs. I don't know. Are we allowed to say chavs? Anyway, I love chavs. They had staff who would listen out for crying babies while their parents went clubbing. Yeah, it was a safer time back then. Home base was a shop. Where did home base come from? Galactus says he never trusted the McCanns because their baby is dead. Their baby is dead, and they didn't cry enough, or they didn't give a good enough explanation. It's like I've said to my kids. I said to my kids, please don't die, because if you die, your mother, whoever is the living one, will not let me see you. You won't be able to see me. You might be still alive because there were two children, but the mother won't trust me anymore, as she shouldn't. You shouldn't trust somebody. You know, it's very important. Pulling in the 90s was great. It was like a cattle market. I'd be scared of that. I'd be scared of me too. Yeah. Just for offering to buy a drink now. Yeah. I'm afraid of it. But like sometimes you talk to girls and they're just great girls. And you just say, well, what could be wrong if I flirt? What if you're like me, who's like a minor celebrity, and you're a cute girl? You know, what do you do? What do you do? Correct. What are you saying correct for? What's wrong with saying chavs? I don't know. What is wrong with saying it? Does anybody know? That's what Kerry's asking. What is Joe saying correct for? Who is that addressed to? Here's the thing. Madeline McCann would recognize stranger and shout to someone. They found trace blood in the boot of the hire car. Yeah. Lots of that stuff. There's a million different examples of that. I've got a book here that I bought, and then they put the guy in prison. Okay? I love wimpy fast food, but with cutlery. Okay. But are you watching the who's Galactus is now #1. About time, yeah. About time. Stick to how you grew up. It ain't changing for nobody. What does that mean? What does that mean, Derek Berry? What does it mean? What does it mean? Yeah, unless you were living near the Wests, Kinsey, says Chris King. How many are in there? Here is the point. Just stay right there. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Hold on a second. Hold on. Yeah, this is an interesting question. The McCanns are incredibly interesting, are they not? Is it wrong that I mean, I've got so many views that people really hate, and the McCanns are one of them. Okay. Yes, the Foxtons, I don't even remember what shop, there were shops in the Foxtons place, and then the Poundland came in. And, I mean, Poundland is not that cheap, really. You think it's cheap. It's just small sizes. International Mixed Grill at the Wimpy with that bendy Frankfurter. I think I've been to the Wimpy once. Council House and Violent. What is the Council House and Violent? What are you talking? I missed that here. The point is, a famous comedian in Britain said to me, you can't talk about the McCanns. I don't want to mention the guy's name because he's absolutely one of my favorite comedians and a great guy. Okay? So I don't want to mention his name. I don't want to say, oh, you were talking about Kate McCann. You mentioned my name. But he said to me, he said, this is, because I thought people could see how dodgy those people were. And even now, 20 years later, we're not allowed to say how dodgy they are. That the police might knock on our door. Okay? I'm 55, and I'm not going to change the way I think or speak from growing up in the 1970s or 80s. Thank you, Derek. Yeah, but you got to sometimes. Yeah, you got to. I'm sorry. And he said to me, and this guy said to me, he was one of the top comedians, had his own TV sitcom, maybe a couple of them. He said to me, he said, Lewis, what if you're wrong about the McCanns? What if you're wrong and they've been through this horrible, horrible, horrible thing? Right? What if you're wrong? And people are thinking you're wrong. They don't know that you're right. What if you're wrong? He didn't say it this way, but he basically said it this way. So maybe, Judel, sorry, I might be wrong. I might be wrong. That's why I say everything is a joke. Shouldn't we say everything is a joke? Because we might be wrong. What if it did happen to them? I mean, that's what the British people are good at. They're saying it as a joke. Watch Deception Detective. You've mentioned this to the group before. Deception Detective. Okay? We were obsessed with it. Everybody was, the blood in the, oh, what was that about, Joe? I don't know, what does that say? Joe, what were we obsessed about? The blood. Yeah, there was construction outside. The fact is if you know everything that the McCann said about the kid, another couple got jailed for neglect, left their daughter to go on a train track. McCann's did neglect on the same level. That's at the very least if it's neglect. It could be worse than that. Yes, you're probably right, only mentioning the origin, Kerry. Yeah, and I remember because I was hanging out with working class people then. I was hanging out with working class people. And I would say one thing, and they would say if they were working class, they'd be banged up. And I didn't know why people were so obsessed with the class origins, because I just moved to the country a few years before. Okay? Judel says they're protected by very powerful people. Yeah, we're still spending millions of dollars on these people. Millions of dollars. And how much money have they collected every May? Okay? So I didn't understand working class people because I'm a middle class New York great neck Jew. And this country's obsessed with class at that time. Now they're not. Now class doesn't matter. It does matter. They're just screwing the poor people so much. There's nothing the working class can do about it. The working class has given up because the upper classes are so impossible with their horrible people. So I didn't say anything. Not that I didn't say anything. I didn't know, that what the class situation was. But I never blamed the class situation because I thought there was dirty, dirty stuff going on. Labor is the party of the work-shy class. Yes, Kinsey, thank you very much, 51. Yes, they don't want they don't want people to live, not even work, I think. They want team world. They want everybody to be living in team world globalist houses and collecting globalist money, and because they believe in the magic money tree, they believe there's going to be enough money just to hand out for free, that it's not going to cause inflation like Biden caused. It's not going to. Class is everything. Have you ever seen Blood Brothers? The musical, or the movie? It used to be. Now they are more Team World. Who are you speaking to, Jack? Maybe if you're speaking to somebody, put. So Steve Cuff said, "Want tonight foot tapping and trying to look relaxed and cool." I don't know what that is. I never liked it. We're not talking about that. Okay, I'm not going to mention that. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about later one tonight. Not emotion left. Down the road, nanny service declined. One child taken. Not the twins as well. Well, look here. You could say, well, what motive does she have for maybe not telling the truth? Her motive is if she admits to this, she will lose her other two children. And you don't want to lose your other. It's like if one of my kids dies, and they know that I'm to blame, they could stop me from seeing the kid. You know, so that's what it is. Team World isn't national interest like in the past. That was never national interest. We want Team Britain and Team America and Team Israel. And if you want to have your own team, Muslim world team, you got 21 countries. Sorry, I meant Labor is more Team World. Starmer is David. What does that mean, David? What does that mean by MJ? But yeah, Labor is more Team World. It is totally Team World. It used to be we're fighting for our local people. No mass immigration, because if we want people to live in this country. The musical, Lewis, I'll take you to see it. Yeah, Kerry. I mean, don't think I won't take you up on that. I'm shameless. You could take me to see it. I tried bribing the ducks with food, but they seemed to view it as a fighter's purse, and their ferocity was increased. What does that mean? What is a fighter's purse? Okay. Same as John Benet Ramsey, almost identical case. There's something very suspicious in that case. Yes. Yeah. Something very suspicious. Maybe the son did it. I don't know. What do they say? I mean, you got to be careful. I hope I'm not wrong about this thing. But the Madeline McCann case brought a lot of unhappiness to the world. Whatever happened, if the kid was kidnapped, it put Britain in a total state of fear and panic, and it was a lot of pain. What does Joe say? Yes, because I was a single mother at the time, so I buggered off for 30 minutes, and my child had gone. Think how different it would have been. Yeah. I remember, like, after the McCann thing happened, I had to go. I had my sons in my car, and they were young, maybe 4 and 6, whatever. And I just had to walk up to the house, into the house. So it was on the street. So it was just on the street. And I just thought, I'm not going to be afraid. And I left them in the car. And I got to the steps, I think. And I was like in a panic. And I ran back to the car. And I took the kids out of the car. Even take them out of the car seats and whatever. Yeah, the parents have covered up for the son. We lost one child. Best protect the other. Yeah. Even though the one that we lost might have been the favorite one, you got to protect the other one. And we got to protect ourselves. We can't go to prison. You know, they were well-off people. Lewis, have you heard the song of lot of vagina? I have not heard that. I don't know. It sounds like a joke. My nephew's ex-girlfriend's grandmother was the inspiration for Michael Caine's character in Educating Rita. That's an interesting story. We can discuss that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we should is this too much of a tendacious story? The McCanns. We don't hear it on. Do we ever hear it on live chats? Do we ever hear it? Do we ever hear it? You know, I don't like them. Am I allowed to say I don't like them? They'll come knocking at the door because it's like they're heavily protected. It's been 20 years. You don't want to admit that you've been put over, right? It's not on the BBC. No, it's not. It's not on the BBC. I don't know. I'm not saying they did it, but it looks very unlikely. Okay, did you ever see Malcolm Hardy? Yes, worked with him many, many, many times. Malcolm Hardy, yeah. Why were they never charged with negligence? Yeah, okay, why not? Are we allowed to discuss that? Thanks, guys. I thought it was still a very strongly about that. Something should have happened. Something should have happened. Yeah, it's because, you know, losing a child is the most horrible. You know, you got to feel bad for them, but losing a child. Where's Curious Bunny? She's done hours of video investigation on the McCann case. Is that true? Is that true? Armitage Biddy. Is that true? They keep bringing it back to the public education. It's like I used to have a joke about the signs of spring. You know, how do you know when spring is here? You got the signs of spring. The McCanns come around asking for more money. That's what they're doing. Derek Berry. They keep bringing it back. Because they weren't working class. That's what it's all about. Maybe that's what it's all about. I mean, they went on holiday, and they basically the kid had to put. They put the kid in the whatchamacallit in the creche at 6:30, and then they went off to the Chinese, whatever the restaurant, the tapas bar, and then they went off. I mean, yeah, no, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to put that, I wanted to be with my kids every single second. I wish I hadn't brought this up now. It was downstairs in Soho when you majored on this and made me think of. Is this the Ian that I think of? That was downstairs in Soho. Yeah, you saw me there, Ian. Yeah. I was obsessed with it. It was 2009, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's when I was like obsessed with this. And it got me nowhere. You want to know why Lewis Schaffer is not famous? You want to know if you like Lewis Schaffer, you're an odd one out. Why is that? Because here I'm talking about a case that can bring no good to me as a person. It could be no good to you. It's best if you go free until famous. Yeah. Thank you, Ian. Yeah. Why bring the McCanns up? Why bring it up? It's so heavy. Like, let's say even if you think what I'm thinking, you don't want to be reminded of it. Do you want to be reminded of it, Kerry? You don't. Blood Brothers. I'm going to have to look that up. Who's going to take me there? Is that Kerry? Is that you? Or is that Kinsey? Who is that? Say it out loud. Would you take your child with you? Yeah, I would stay home. I'd give up. That's what you got to do. You want to take the kid with you, but you got to leave him at home. You know what I mean? No parental instincts whatsoever. I wouldn't take my kids to the shops and leave them on. I wouldn't take my kids and leave them on their own. You mean you wouldn't go to the shop and take the kid and leave them? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. Emotions in check, completely off, Chris. That's what Joy Earl will say. Does being a top fan make me top of Lewis's to-do you list? You'd be surprised. I really like you. I mean, of course, I don't really like you because I'm so much better than you as a person. I'm an American, a Jew. I'm middle class. My father was a lawyer. I'm university educated. I'm a major thinker. I don't really like you, but I do like you. At the end of the day. That sounded too strong. I hope you don't believe that. I hope you don't. What don't you believe, Kinsey? What don't you believe? Congratulations to who? is, what is the money thing? It's all about the money. Is that what you're saying, Steve Cuff? That could be what it is. It could be what it is. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. Blood brothers. Blood brothers. What about blood brothers? And now I'm fascinated. What does Steve Cuff say to Galactus, showing the Japanese flag? Parents leave their kids in bed every night and then they go to sleep. This is normal. That's normal. You know what? When my kids were babies, I had the kids in the bed, not in the bed, but in the same room. In the same room. And then when they were older, I'd put them in a room so they would go to sleep. N8 Virgo says, I'm eating a pack of D's nuts watching Phil Ching's tonight. There's a joke in that anyway. Most of the money raised to find her has been used to sue people. Yes, that's so true. Like this book that I have. Can I find this thing that I have? I actually have a book. I think this guy was put in jail. I'm not going to mention his name. He's put in jail. I'm not going to even. I can't even show you the book, but I bought a book. And I'm afraid to show it. That's not a right thing for this country. That's not what this country is about. It's about people should not be afraid to talk. You know? I mean, maybe it's best, it would help my career if they came after me and they listened to all the things and said, this guy, Lewis Schaffer, what he said. Am I right? I didn't leave my kids until they were 3 years old. That's when they started their paper round. Okay, see, that's a horrible joke. How can you make a joke like that? Putting kids, this guy Lud is horrible. He's horrible. He's putting his kids on a paper round. You know something? There are loads of kids, 3-year-old kids. They shouldn't be put on a paper round. But you made a joke about that, Lud. They make a joke about it. You make a joke. Okay. It's Kerry who says blood brothers, right? So there we go. That's horrible. It's horrible. You said that. You said that, Lud. You said that. How can you say that? Put a kid in a paper. You put your own kid in a paper. What kind of cruel Nazi, eugenicist, evil person you are? I'm going to have to ban you. We can't have this guy here. Okay. What about the adult women who pretended to be grown? Yes. Did they ever expose her with a DNA test? Yes, it's really funny. But I mean, I'm still thinking in 2007. I'm not even worried about those people. I feel bad for the woman who hid her under the bed, whatever her name was. That was also horrible. What happened to Bob Slayer? I don't know. I don't know what happened to Bob Slayer. I'm not going to talk about Bob Slayer, but he basically unfriended me. So, you know, I'm not saying anything. Thanks, Lewis. Your wee rant just woke Malcolm up. Who's Malcolm? Okay. There is so much that we haven't been made aware of. Well, it's in the book, but I learned it beforehand. And this guy's in jail for printing a book about a celebrity, which is what this woman is. She's collecting money. So it's a public case that expects it. Joodles is on this thing, Deceptive. I don't want to watch it, but I'm going to have to watch it. It's a fascinating story. The 3-year-olds in India are making our T-shirts, and they're doing a pretty good job. Chris King says, yeah, very funny. Don't talk about those people, those little children. The poor children, Chris King. You would let her evil Nazis that you're putting children to work. Don't do that. They're very good shirts that they're making. But I was forced to buy a shirt made by a 3-year-old. I was forced to. I didn't want to. I was forced to. I was forced to fly around the world to say shame on you. I don't believe the conspiracy theories on this. Leaving kids alone was not uncommon at the time. The only scandal for me is that other kids go missing all the time and no one cares because you're a working class guy. Are you a working class guy, you, Jarrett? Yeah, you are. And the kid chimneys, what is everybody gagging up of horribleness, Kinsey? I'm not going to go see that play with you. I'm not going to. You're a horrible, horrible person. You're saying that you can use children as chimney sweeps. What kind of country do we live in? What kind of country? It's because of America and Donald Trump. Okay, they used to send their children down the mine and up the... What are you saying, Lord? What are you saying? What are you saying? He's analyzed 25 videos. Who are you talking about? He's analyzed. Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's really horrible. You know, here is the point. It is bad, but the story is so dirty, and they didn't act the way I would have wanted a parent to act. Not even from first to the last. They didn't answer all the questions that they were pressed by the Portuguese police, and then they left they didn't ask. I was planning on starting a clothing line. It appears that it is cheaper in Vietnam. Yeah, because they got the 3-year-olds working. I don't know if they still do. Yeah, this is a new thing. Help. You're speaking to Alan Williams, Nate Virgo. You were a pretty good actor in that play at the Pleasance. You saw that. Was that it? Yeah. I wasn't a good actor, but I was very interesting. People said I was worth seeing. That's your new image at GB News. What is the new image? What is the new image? Derek, are you Ricky Gervais? I wish. Are you a comedian? Are you a comedian too, Ian Bunker? Who are you? I need to know who you are. I don't know. I don't need to know. Don't tell me. I don't want to know who you are. I just want to go see. Blood Brothers. I want to be taken. I want someone to buy me a ticket. I want a pretty girl to buy me a ticket, and still want to be with me. That's what I like. Okay, The Voice. Oh, when are you back on GB? I don't know. Maybe Thursday. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not going to be back. They haven't asked me. I was a stalker back in the day. No, you weren't. Were you a stalker? I like stalkers. I believe in stalkers. I hope you guys are all stalkers. How can a woman buy you a ticket when you won't let her work? I did say that. It's a bit. I'm a hypocrite. I like rich women, maybe because they divorced their husbands, even though I'm against divorce. So yeah, that's what Judels asked. How can a woman buy you a ticket when you won't let her work? I mean, women should work, but they should be. That's why the Chinese are great at maths. They have to count the stitches. What does it mean, the stitches of when they're making something? I will buy you a front row ticket, Lewis. Well, that's very nice, Kerry. Don't do that. It'd be very awkward. Are you rich? If you're rich, you can buy me it. Don't buy me a ticket. I should be begging you guys to give me money here if you love me. You did give me money. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you very much. The problem is, if you do something nice to me, I'll have to fall in love with you, and then it'll be very awkward, and then the end of it will be so awkward, and then you'll Me Too me. Me and my bald-headed mates at Edinburgh, we saw you every year. It's nice to hear that, because a lot of the people only know me from just being on GB News, so I really appreciate that, and I hope a lot of those shows were very, like this show is very dodgy. It could be, is it dodgy? Could be dodgy. We should be paying you. What jokes am I telling? I'm talking seriously kidding. I'm kidding seriously. It's not quite a joke, but I'm not totally serious. I brought you a beautiful T-shirt. Did you? I might have a picture of you with the T-shirt. Went at the place on by Cowgate. If you really loved us, Galactus says, you take us all to the Ivy in Chelsea. Is the Ivy in Chelsea, or is it in Nunhead? Yeah, maybe we should each have a party. How many people would turn up for a night in central London? How many? I don't know. Right now we're working on this. How is this live stream working? There are some dull moments, Is it going on too long? Who cares? I don't know. No, I brought you Oh, you brought my merch. Oh, you are beautiful. It's 15 quid. I had a T-shirt that says, because I did a show, You Are Beautiful. That was about loving a trans woman, and now people think that I'm anti-trans. I would love to meet a rich divorced woman. I would love I would do any work that was required to earn my keep. I can do most things around the house and on vehicles, and I don't get lockjaw. There you go. That sounds amazing. Who wants Nate Virgo? Who wants Nate Virgo? The live stream is dodgy and entertaining. That's the way I like it. I don't want to be on the line. I don't want to be on the line. I just want to speak honestly. London, nah, you can keep your hourly RAP. Why? Stab City, thank you. Thanks. Okay. I'll stay here in beautiful leafy Lincolnshire. Thanks a lot, Crocs. That's what you also said. Yeah. I mean, yeah. But maybe 10 people will come and I can practice the jokes and we could have a chat and a fun little thing. How much would you pay for that? Would you pay £15 a person, £10? Not rich, but aspirational. Well, you want to go out with someone who's not rich, but aspirational. Or are you not rich, but aspirational? I'm more on a Flatiron budget. Great steaks, great prices. What is Flatiron in the area there? Well, I had a steak from Hawksmoor the other day. It was delicious. It wasn't that good, actually. It was very bad service. I said to the guy, can you make it super rare? Like absolutely just sear each side for 5 seconds. And I didn't get it back that way. But because I'm English now, I didn't really make a stink, right? I didn't make a stink. Joodles, I'm just up north from you in Yorkshire. Where are you, Lorna, again? You got to remind me. I don't keep track of this. I should be stalking you. Kerry says, I don't think I would like to visit London, Lewis. Well, that's good. You won't show up one day, at my door. That's the fun part of this show. What is the fun part of the show? What is the fun part, Simon Arnold? It's decent. It's decent. Could bring in bigger numbers. But would you really want that? Or are you happy enough with this crew? I'm happy, but you're in Blackpool Pier. I performed by Blackpool Empire Grand or whatever it's called. Yes. Do I want more people? The problem is it has to grow or it dies. We're right now. How many do we have right now? We're between 40 and 60, and it went up to about between 40 and 60. What does cheek mean? Who is that cheek? Who are you talking to, Kerry? Who are you talking to? But I've done Blackpool. Oh, because that was canceled. That was canceled. What am I saying? Because it was canceled. Are there 34 right now? So we've lost people. We had more people before. Okay. I want to start doing house clearances. I love upcycling, buying and selling stuff. I want to set up my friend in a cleaning company. Would you like to invest? What makes you think I have any money? Number one is I need to do some upcycling here. Okay. No, when are you coming to Liverpool Pier? I don't know. I got to speak to my friend. The problem is they get tired of people. That's tired, right? I'm not far from Hessel. My grandma lived there. So where are you actually from without mentioning too small a town and someone can look you up? Judel, she worked in Hull for a while as well. You're talking specifically in Hessel. What is Hessel? What about in Hessel, in Hull? Katie Hopkins is in Blackpool, isn't she? Yeah. They asked me to do a gig with Katie Hopkins to open for her. Like she would go on after me. And I didn't want to do it because I didn't think of her as a comedian at the time. I think she's a comedian now. I think she's brilliant now. But I didn't do it. I'll work with anybody who's a comedian. It's 11 degrees Celsius in Caithness. What temperature is in London? What's the temperature? I'd like to ask my son. He's cooking food. Let me just see what the temperature is. I'm looking what the temperature is. 22 degrees. 22 degrees. Caithness, I've been in Caithness. You're sitting there, it's raining on one side of you, and you'll be getting burned on the other side. Katie Hopkins is very funny. Aspirational is better than rich. No, what do they say about women? They're waiting at the finish line and then picking up the winner. That's what they say about women. Hoarders are my favorite people. Well, Lewis Schaffer's a hoarder. I mean, and this is halfway done. Wouldn't call that hoarding. It doesn't look like hoarding, but it's. I mean, I've been asking people, what do I do with my stuff? Hoarders, what do I do with my stuff? What do I do with my stuff? I've been told because I can't get rid of anything, I should take it to a storage facility and keep it there, and then sell the place, and then forget about it. She's fantastic, Lewis. Don't miss her tweets. Yeah, she has more she has more cojones than I do. She's honest, funny, and usually half cut. Yeah, she's great. She drinks a bit. I don't drink, but I'd like to drink. If you're a drinker and you wanted something to drink with, I might have a couple. I had 3. Don't mention the 3. What did I have? The 3 Pims. The 3 Pims. Nobody wants to accuse parents of neglect without evidence. I found that hard to watch. What did you find hard to watch? That deception thing? You spent far too much money storing your stuff in New York. You remember that? I did. I spent so much money. I must have spent 20 to 30,000 pounds. That much money. And you're probably saying Lewis Schaffer's rich. No. But over years, if you spend 100 pounds a year, that's 100 pounds a month. That's 100 pounds, 1,000 pounds a year, which is how much money is that over 20, 30 years? 3 Pims. I'm asking you, Kerry. Do not mention the Pims again. Do not mention the Pims. I thought there was a P at the end of PIM. Okay? Don't mention the Pims. Was rich. Storage firm now is the rich one. Yeah. I could have had that money. I'm a great waster of what is Guan? What is Guan Carol Vorderman? What is that in reference to? It made you laugh, but what did it make you? What did it make? Did it make you laugh? Show boxes. I stored my stuff. Laugh out loud. Whatever I like keeping. I'm a birthday card hoarder and Christmas cards. I mean, I would throw out Christmas cards if they don't have any real writing. But if someone writes a note, say, Lewis, really thanks for the great time. I loved it when you got angry at Kerry for mentioning the Pims. It cost 100. You had a container. It cost 110 pounds a month. A waste of money. Yes, hoarding is a waste of money. But it's human nature to hoard. Isn't it human nature? Storage is thank you, Alan. Storage is really, really expensive. Pims. I'll see myself out. Is that a joke? Is that one of those old jokes, would you say? Kinsey. I love the name Kinsey. I've said it before. I like Kerry too. Good names. Joodles, great names. Steve Cuff, I love you too. Joodles, it's black for go on to. Go on to. What does it mean? Go on is Northern Irish for go on. What did someone say about Carol Vorderman? She used to live here, and he's near me in East Dulwich, across the street from a friend of mine. I know everybody now. I've lived here for so long. I wish there was a Pims at the doctor. Yeah. Don't mention the 3. I didn't have 6 tiramisus. I had maybe 3. But tiramisu is like amazing. It's like amazing food. I didn't stay too late. My ex-wife was there. I needed something. Mac and the cheese. Yeah, I had mac and cheese the other day too. That's like amazing stuff at the garden party. I had it, yeah. So when I tell you, don't think that I don't understand the pain of saying no to carbs. Don't think I don't understand that. I know it. There's such pain. There is really great big pain. What's a doctor? You're better off not going to the doctor. You're better off. You should go to the doctor if you're on fire. You should go to the doctor if you've broken something. You should go to the doctor if you need something to be. No. What do you mean? I'm not. I'll show you how thin I am. Don't say that. I'm not 78 yet. I'm 79. Look at this. Look at how great I look. Look at that stomach. Don't look at the stomach. But look at that. Look at that. I'm trying to get rid of that. That's what I'm trying to get rid of. It's very little, but I'm trying to get rid of it. Thank you, Jules, for noticing. I never met a Kinsey I didn't like. Well, there was Kinsey Schofield who was on our TV show, and I met her, and she was so beautiful. Waters lives in Bristol, near the Clifton Bridge. All the rich people live out there. Great barbecue, but she is too touchy. Well, all people of the... Isn't she of the left? Yeah, they're all touchy, the people of the left. Right? Isn't she touchy? Isn't she of the left? You know, look at Gary Lineker. Look at the people who are giving me a hard time. 78 grams. Oh, I didn't understand that, Kinsey. I didn't understand 78 grams. I thought you said 78 kilograms. It was 78. I'll show you. I put it in this thing. I put it in my thing. Yeah, it was wrong. Was that wrong of me? I had mac and cheese yesterday. Yeah, the problem is when you mix high carbs with fat, you can get this something called the Randall cycle. You got to be careful. Can someone put the link up for the Discord before the end of the stream? Yeah, yeah. So this kind of, we don't know about whether she is that. I'm not saying she is. I don't know what she's done, but she was a brilliant Vorderman. She was a brilliant woman, and people were surprised. They were surprised. It's a curve, you know. I've met a Josh I didn't like. Let's be nice. Relax, Lewis. We're ripping you. That's not... No. I don't take that. I'm not laughing at that. I'm not laughing at that. I mean, what day was the... What day was... It was a Sunday. Wasn't it a Sunday? It was Sunday the 28th. No, it was before that. No, it was when my friend came. It was when Russ came. Sit-ups, Lewis, will sort out loose skin. Yeah, I don't want to do the sit-ups. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, she was more game than me, and that is odd, of course. What does that mean? Let's be careful with what we're saying. Someone's gonna find something. Remember, this show's been 3 hours. There's got to be something that I've said that's horrible. We don't know. We don't know about Madeline McCann, but I don't trust them. Am I allowed to say that I do not trust them? Allegedly, I don't trust those people. So I don't know. Maybe they'll be angry. Maybe we get a letter. You're not allowed to say that. You know, maybe like what I said about the disabled person. I didn't even mean it, and they're accusing me of something. She was great on Countdown. She's a beautiful woman. But I don't know whether she was... One of my sons used to live out in Bristol by the bridge there. We walked to the bridge. We had a great time together. The more you don't laugh, the harder I do. Who are you speaking to? You're speaking to me, Joodles. Buy a Swiss ball, good for stretching. I don't know what a Swiss ball is. I'll have to look that up. Okay. I do know a lady. I live in Beverly. Is that a song? I do know a lady, period. Not an lady, but whatever, period. I live in Beverly. Well, Beverly's Yorkshire up there. Isn't that the east side of that area there? Okay. Are mac and cheese carbs? I have no idea. Well, that's why you've got to stop doing what you're doing. You don't want your leg cut off. If you don't know what mac and cheese are, then you've got to do it. You got to research this to save your leg. Cheese is relatively low sugar, but it's milk, and milk comes from helping baby animals grow. That's why it's got a little bit of sugar. Our mac is starch, which is all sugar. It's not sugary starch like the white tablespoon of sugar. It's the starch, the same starch that are in potatoes or in bread. Okay? Lewis, you said nothing horrible. You're fine. All right, you can act as my lawyer then. Okay? So that's what I'm saying to you, Joe. Joe. You are on a low carb diet. Starting now. So if you eat cheese, you can eat cheese, but do not eat any of the mac stuff. And it's very addictive. My son makes mac and cheese. It's just like, oh my God, it makes your brain explode. It's so delicious. Okay, like my son makes spaghetti bolognese. The spaghetti is the accelerant for wanting to eat. That's why sandwiches are so good. a giant inflated beach ball like the kind on the prisoner, Simon. A British police cleared them quickly, quicker than any of the suspect in history, when the Portuguese had them as prime suspects. To be honest, TBH. Yeah, that's really, it was just very coinkadinky. Anyway, but then again, British people believe that you could kidnap a child. You could do that. What are you saying, Derek, about cholesterol? Buy a ball of Swiss cheese. It's good for eating. Yeah, I actually love Swiss cheese. It's called Emmentaler cheese in America. Here, Emmentaler Swiss cheese. Yeah, you are allowed to say that. You think you are, Joe. What am I saying about the whatchamacallit? I don't think you are allowed. You may not. What are you having for your tea? Well, my son is making bolognese with tomato sauce, and he adds. It's good. It's really good, but it's not the right food for me to be eating, because he buys low fat meat and then adds olive oil, and I'm against olive oil. Spaghetti balls and nails. Hi, I'm now Lewis's lawyer. He's screwed. Yeah, but even if I have a good lawyer, I'm screwed in this country. Look, they put that woman in prison. They basically said to her, "You better sign this, or you're going to prison." So she signed it. In America, they'll keep you in prison, but they won't make you sign a piece of paper. Cheese is full of cholesterol. There's nothing wrong with cholesterol. My cholesterol is sky high. What kind of numbers do you want me to tell you? It's like close to 400 and even higher, sky high. I love cholesterol, and I'm not even making a joke about it. Cheese made from unpasteurized tastes so much better. Yeah. Well, I put a little bit of hard cheese, which is unpasteurized cheese. Lewis, drink whiskey, no carbs in it. I love a whiskey. Yeah, a little bit. But you don't want to get me drunk, because next thing you know, I'll be touching myself. Plead not guilty. I'm going to plead not guilty and let them put them on trial. But once you plead not guilty and once it goes in front of the court, this country does not allow you to talk about it. You're not allowed to. And my leg will walk again, Lewis. I'm in. It might. I'm not saying it will, but it might. What are you laughing at, Lud? It might walk again. You don't know. I'm not saying, I'm not your doctor, so don't prosecute me, whatever it is. They could come in here and say you're giving medical advice and you're not a doctor. My mother made an amazing spag bowl. Yeah, it's delicious. Okay? When she was still amongst us, God rest her soul. I've never had any quite the same since. Okay. I'm going to say your mother's spaghetti bolognese is amazing, and it's sad that your mom isn't with us. Okay. But I will say this. Why do we need to add tomato sauce to spaghetti bolognese? I'm going to tell you why. Because we cook the life out of it, and we've got to add water to it, and we got to add red stuff to the spaghetti bolognese to make it seem like it's alive. That's what we've got to do. That's why, you shouldn't cook meat. It kills the life. It makes it gray. No one likes. Do you find gray food attractive, audience? Do you find it attractive? Raise your hand. You don't. That's why we got to add tomatoes to it. Okay? You got to add tomatoes to it. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Add tomatoes to it. All right. Okay, so there you go. Lorna Hitchison, Pete Transwa says, I was born in Beverly at the old Westwood Hospital just up the road from where I am now. If you're still in the same town. Okay, that's great. No jury would convict you. They would figure a way to make it impossible. And they might. Red stuff, tomatoes. Yeah, my mind is going. Tomatoes is great. Right? How did it turn out? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Good. He goes, good. Good. He's afraid to talk. My mom wasn't the greatest cook, but I do miss her food. Yeah. We don't need to cook. I'm against cooking. I'm not cooking at all. So what am I going to have for dinner tonight? I might have, I've got some, speaking of cooking, I might have kielbasa, which I buy from the shop before my son actually eats it. My other son, the one he eats it. My mom wasn't the greatest cook. Okay. You're saying it's wrong. It's tomatoes. You're saying it's tomatoes. You're saying it wrong. Can we put the punctuation in, Derek? Punctuation. Pete goes, I just love tomatoes, period. Period. I had some today, period. But I won't tell Lewis. You know how the Italians eat tomatoes? They take the skin off the tomatoes and they take the seeds because they know the seeds are toxic. Okay? Possibly toxic. Too much are toxic. Okay? So prosecuting you after my doctors. Yeah. I mean, maybe no. Don't prosecute me. I'm just saying they will come to you and you'll say, I didn't know. I thought the doctor said I had to have it removed. And maybe you will, but you should try everything first. Okay. I used the cattle market in Beverly. Loved it, says Lorna Hutchison. Let's call the whole thing off. That's a great song too. Only one period a month, full stop. That's also funny. Very funny. Okay, so we're going to end the show right now in a couple of minutes. We'll end it in a couple of minutes. Okay, like 5-10 minutes. We say potato, you say potato. I say don't even say it at all. Don't say it at all. Okay, remember when Ken Dodd said he didn't know tax to the inland revenue because he lived by the coast? I think that's a really old joke. It could have been his joke. Inland, yeah, it's a good joke. It's a good joke. And the jury let him off. Well, you know what? We should let off super famous people because they brought a lot of love into the world. Ken Dodd is one of my favorite people. You see pictures of him laughing with the Beatles. How great was that? And the Beatles were so thrilled. Yeah. So Kinsey says they peel the skin off tomatoes because skins are difficult to digest. Yes, they are. Why are they difficult to digest, Kinsey? Why should you cook them and get them off and not eat them? Because they're toxic. They're not completely toxic, but you shouldn't make a diet of all that. It all adds up. It all adds up. They contain lectins. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They contain lectins. And what's it with lectins? Lectins go into the stomach. When there's a break in the boundary in the gut, they go through the vagus nerve up to the brain. And what the lectins cause? They cause Parkinson's disease. Google Michael J. Fox, Parkinson's disease. Google Michael J. Fox, Parkinson's disease. We hate gray food. Exactly right. We do. And my mom wasn't the greatest cook. Too busy. Remember, should be a period there. And TOO, busy being a teacher and a dancer on the stage. So who cares? Well, do you want to die because your mom was out there working? I'm against women working. They should stay home with their kids. Jesus, I just got back from my ciggy and you're about to go off on air. Such an empty hole is left when Lewis and the gang are gone for another 24 hours. No, they're only gone for 18 hours. Because there's 2 hours or 3 hours is made up. Sad face. That is really nice. Who wants to go out with Nate Virgo? Kinsey, Joe. Kinsey is asking Joe, can we not eat gray food now? Well, what is gray food except cooked food? 24 hours, Nate Virgo, yeah. So I'm not on the air 24 hours. You could listen to it again. Listen to the old show. 3 hours. You just go to Lewis Schaffer and listen to the old show. That's what cooked food is. It's gray food. I mean, you should cook ground beef, in theory. You should cook it. Stuffed peppers. I was coughing for days. Tasty. That was a food from the 1960s, Simon Arnold. Stuffed peppers. My mother used to make that all the time. But why? What about stuffed peppers? They had to put tomato sauce in there. It was in a green pepper. Beige food is Iceland style. Yeah, if you see beige food, it tells you maybe I shouldn't be eating it. Daddy was a great singer. Or Dottie was a great singer. Give us Nessun Il Pagliaccio. Da, 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 da. That makes you cry, that song. I don't even know what the words is. Listen to the old shows, and you'll hear Lewis talking about what shape is. That was yesterday, Mark. That was I shouldn't be talking like that. I shouldn't be talking about my sperm is not that great. It's not great, but it's there. I got some of it, but it's not, it's not that great. My mom wasn't the best cook, says Lorna. But bless her. Yeah, let's bless our moms. I'm still waiting for Barry White's serenade. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't really a great Barry White fan. Dottie. You said Daddy. Because some people call me Dottie. They call me Daddy. You want to call me Daddy, Alan Williams? You can. I love stuffed peppers with couscous and roasted veg. You can have this food a little bit like Lewis Schaffer at the garden party. You can have it, but you don't make a living off of it, as we would say. Do you? Okay. Good evening, Lewis. What another great live stream. Thank you, Grand Peacock. I'm watching on my TV tonight with my friend Liam. Thank you very much. Well, hello, Liam. Has anybody else subscribed? Yeah, you subscribed before, I think. Please subscribe. Please like me. Please like me. Please like me. Thank you very much for coming in. We're about to leave in about 5 minutes or something. I mean, we've been doing this 3 hours. That's, I think, enough. I don't know. I'd like to cut the show up. And basically, my first, my last, my everything. Yeah, great song. Drew Peacock. Is that what your name is? Drew Peacock. Type too quickly, sorry. What are you saying, Joe? The show's wonderful. I'm glad you think that. I'm filled with doubt. But, because I said the things that I say can be misinterpreted badly, But sometimes some people are criminals and people being praised. We love you. We love Jimmy Savile. I would have been the one saying, I don't trust that guy. Maybe. I don't trust that guy. So cute, we get a countdown. Like when you tell the kids they need to get out of the bath in 5 minutes. Yeah, the worst thing is not just telling the kids. The worst thing, I hate countdowns, is saying, you better stop hitting your sister. I'm going to give you 3. 1, 2, 3. So the kid hits the sister for 3 times. Lewis, have you ever heard of Al Jolson? Yes, he lived in my hometown. Or he moved to my hometown when my hometown was like filled with Broadway stars and people of vaudeville, yeah. And he was great. Lewis, okay, yeah. Say it twice and not get it. That's great. Yeah, that's ridiculous. You say, stop it right now. And then, yeah. I saw Ralph Harris when I was a kid. Yeah, well, I don't know the full story behind that guy, but yeah, there are bad people who've gotten away with it, and there are people now who people are saying you're really great, like someone like Blair, Tony Blair. He's been nothing but bad for this country. Johnny Rotten was just repeating a rumor. He didn't say I was there and I saw him do that. He just knew Johnny Rotten was a comedian, and he was being funny by saying that Jimmy Savile did bad things. Maybe Jimmy Savile was a filthy monster, but Johnny Savile didn't. It's like when I was Me Too'd, people came and said Lewis Schaffer's a bad man. Why did they say he was a bad man? Did they have any proof? No, but somebody said, I heard Lewis Schaffer was a bad man. So I'm against that. Okay, what does Vicky say? Laugh out loud, Mark. I've been listening in the bath too. Don't get us talking, because Vicky is a beautiful woman. I don't want to know what she's doing in the bath. I'm sorry, Craig. I had a bad thought there. He was big before TV became a thing. That's exactly right. Do you know Susie like I know Susie? Hey, I saw Jimmy Savile when I was an adult in Flying Pizza in Roundhay, an actual person, before Robbie Williams' concert. Where is Roundhay? I've even heard of that place. He was walking to our table, and I yelled him to fuck off. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to be a celebrity. The program last year portrayed by Steve Coogan, really depicted how creepy Savile was. Yeah. I didn't see that. What did I see? I've seen documentaries on it. It was really proper scary. Proper scary. They gave him. Oh, you know what it was? I was doing filming work up at Pinewood, and I needed a place to stay, and we were filming the next day. I didn't need a place to stay, but I thought I would have to wake up so early in the morning, so I went and got a hotel at the place where he did his dirty work. The what was it called? What is the place up there? Mandeville, right? So I couldn't stay there, but they were so nice about it that they let us go and stay another time in this hotel, which was for sick people, sick children. So I stayed in a with only people in this hotel that was basically a hospital with like places for people who couldn't walk and washing facilities, and it was really spooky and horrible. And that's why I learned about Jimmy Savile. It wasn't good. It's in Leeds. Roundhay is in Leeds. Okay, thank you, Vicky. It's right near where you are, Roundhay. And Judas, I lived in Headingley then, Vicky. So we're making friends. I can honestly say this, Judas, that Vicky is a lovely person. Okay, some of the other people I'm not so sure, but I'll take their word. I'm willing to risk going to that play with Kinsey, MJ. I'm not sure I like the name, but I like him. I had a real close shave over Jimmy. Ronnie Corbett's cousin was my best friend. We went to Panto in the 1980s. Jimmy wanted me and Mark to go backstage, and Ronnie said no. Jimmy, they with me. Let me read that again. Jimmy wanted me and Mark to go backstage, period. Ronnie said, no, Jimmy, they with me. Can you rewrite that? They with me? What did that mean? Nearly boked? What is boked? Is that some kind of phrase, Jules? We were there at Panto with our school. Ronnie made sure I went back out front with the headmaster, and my friend went on stage with Ronnie. Ronnie was Mother Hubbard. We were at the Panto with our school. Ronnie made sure I went back out in front with the headmaster. What does that mean? What do you mean by that? You got to explain that, MJ. I'm an awful person. Yeah, you could be an awful person. Jimmy preferred them with a close shave. You see, you're making jokes. I know what you mean. They are with me. You're making the jokes. You're afraid to say what you're afraid to say. Boked. Northern Irish for vomited. You know what? It's a different language, Irish, and it's a different country, Ireland, and it's a different country, Northern Irish, Ireland. And we're posh. I'm a posh American, not a posh American. He was so creepy and covered up for completely. Yeah. Who covered him up? The BBC. The BBC. So we're supposed to believe those people? Yep, Joodles. That's what boking means. Can we use pronunciation? Can we use the pronunciation? Can we use that? Yeah. I mean, if you're going to make a program about Jimmy Savile, I work with Steve Coogan too. No, I didn't. I didn't work with Jim Stewart. My friend was a writer for Steve Coogan. Lovely guy, lovely guy, Lovely guy, yeah. I mean, and he was very close to his mother, Jimmy Savile. Pronunciation. No, punctuation. Sorry. Thank you, Joodles. Punctuation. And the beep 43 and the BBC covered for him. Oh, wow. Yes, 43 is a lot. We've been averaging about 450 people watching. Sometimes, a couple of days I didn't put the thing up because I just thought it was so... This stream I'll put up so you can go back and listen to it. And Rob Brydon do a great series called The Trip. Yeah, that's a good show. Steve Coogan is really talented, but I heard a lot of things that I'm not saying he was not. A friend of mine. Everyone will have known IAL. Everyone will have known. Everyone will have known. Called her Duchess, his mom, not healthy. Yeah, not healthy dynamic. Yeah, it was like Psycho. Why was Psycho why was he mental? Why was Norman Bates mental in the Psycho? Because he had too close a mother. That's why we need to have fathers around. That's why divorce is wrong and should be made illegal. We need fathers and mothers. If you have just fathers around, you need mothers too. He meant he was watching over us. I think Ronnie knew he was one of those. Yeah, that's what I got it. Yeah, don't stay away from him. Yeah. But the BBC protected Jimmy. Ronnie probably didn't come forward. Jimmy had a lot of power, didn't he? Yeah, 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 yeah. So you're saying that Ronnie Corbett didn't do his due diligence by saying, I don't trust this guy. But then the BBC didn't do it. And you don't want to be falsely accused, because once that stuff, like what happened to me, once it went out, people thought I was a horrible person. Even I think I'm a horrible person. The most famous man in the country at the time, yeah. And he made a lot of people happy, yeah. But, I was watching, what was I watching? Maybe it was the Louis Theroux documentary later. I don't know where I saw this. No, Lewis. Ronnie Corbett protected the wee boys. He protected one or two wee boys, but why didn't he go public and saying, I'm not letting any wee boy near Jimmy Savile? He didn't do that. Jimmy fixed it for a lot of kids. He fixed it. Yeah, he made it bad. Psycho is a wicked film. Yeah, it was a wicked film. It was about, Norman Bates was mental. Why was he mental? Because he was wearing his mother's dress. Why was he wearing his mother's dress? Because he was too close to his mother, because his mother treated him like a boyfriend. Now, you probably can't say that in this country. You cannot say that, because you're saying, oh, are you anti-trans? Are you anti-transvestism? Are you saying all transvestisms are like this? Maybe I am. I don't know. She means that Ronnie Corbett knew the danger. Yes, I said that. Okay, and safeguarded her and her companion, Corbett's cousin. I agree with you. I'm saying that, but he didn't go public on the TV and say, I had to do this because I don't trust Jimmy Savile. And nor should he, if nobody is backing him up, Archie. So I'm saying, what should you do if you have a friend who you think is dangerous from personal information you have, but you don't have any proof, and he could kill your career because he's the most popular person? What do you do? What's gross? What is gross, Judels? What is gross? Yeah, buying your mother's dress. But it's hard to find a mom who's wearing the same size dress. Are you friends with the Yorkshire Ripper? Yeah. Well, they let him go. Didn't they let him go? Judels is a monster. Yeah, she's a monster. She is a monster. She's one of those girls who... Is she a monster? She's not a monster. Are you a monster, Judels? Oh, he's a monster. No, you're not. You're not saying Judels is a monster. When I wrote she, I meant MJ. You gotta make sure. Yeah, you gotta make sure it's all connected through actual punctuation and putting people's names. I think he was afraid. Wasn't Jimmy Savile? Wasn't just Jimmy Savile. You have to put punctuation, MJ. Punctuation. Wasn't just Jimmy Savile. There was a nest there. Ralph Harris there too, and a few who went to jail after the stories broke. I should keep my word and not read people's messages. MJ, I'm blacklisting you. No, Savile. There's no punctuation there either, Joy Earls. You don't deserve... My mom worked with a woman who was best friends with the Yorkshire Ripper. Yeah, people have friends. How many thousands of friends do we have? Yeah, it's liberating when you wear girls' clothes. It feels good. It does feel good. It feels good when you my joke. You know my joke. And spelt wrong. I always do psycho. Let's put punctuation in. The skeleton in the rocking chair made Bates do it. Yeah, you could. Yeah, the thing was talking to me. Yeah. Right, comma, right. I'm getting out of the bath. This show was supposed to end 5 minutes ago. I'm turning into a prune. MJ says, sorry, comma, Lewis. Yeah, period. Let's work on that. Hard luck. You're speaking to half Armenian. Sorry, Lewis, dehydration, staving it off. All right, how many people do we have watching? It's now been 3.5 hours. Our show is over. Okay. I'm going to keep the show on for another 4 minutes. Okay. Another 4 minutes. You can watch it and you can write stuff down. After you write stuff, you can go on the Willie. You can go on the Discord, right, Kinsey? Right, Leanne is not here. Okay. Eric Gill. I went to his church. Eric Gill. I went to his church out there in Norfolk or whatever, wherever that was, by the beach there. Fantastic. Who is? I didn't say Mark Thompson. Anyway, Daryl, good to see you. Mark, everyone, thank you. This has been the best show we've done. Best show we've done. Is it the best show? Everybody write something. I'll come back and read it later. Okay. I'm gonna ending stream.
you.